apple juice.
We're live! Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to some Dungeons and Dragons, a one-shot DM'd by the Jonin Monkey. Hey, he's dungeon mastering for us once again. Joining me, MVL Gaming as your player. I'm playing Rip Killington, the gunslinger. We have Sven the Crusader playing Zacharias. We also have Odin playing Lucius Windspeaker. And finally, playing Don, we have Panferilio, who's streaming on Twitch. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Jonin, take it away.
Thank you. First off, is the cape a bit much? Second, this one shot, just to give quick credits out the way, it was created by MT Black. If you want to play this for yourself, you can find it at DM's Guild for a fairly cheap price. But now, let's begin. We once again follow the adventures of the mercenary group, the Compagnie de Milan. It's been a couple of months since the werewolf summon you had. That was a pretty hectic one, and that's scarred many people. Some physically, some mentally. And depending on who you ask, there are one or two members who had a pretty rough time even after the initial attack. But that time has passed, and things have quietened down a bit. Only in the sense that you have yet to take part in any fierce battles, but in terms of requests for guard duties and basic escorts, those have been dime a dozen. However, while you were recuperating back in your home of Arcadia, Rip Killington, Zacharias, and Don are called to the office of the commander, Vincent Ridado. And you see before you the high elf in his imposing, if slightly gaudy armor standing before you, and he goes, "Listen up, my friends. I have a job for you. And I know it may seem like a simple escort mission, but believe me, this one could be crucial. The three of you are assigned to provide escort for a merchant ship known as the Dawn Chaser. They are sailing... They are making a routine trading... They are making a routine trade... They are making a routine trade voyage. But they seem to value our services for this one. They want protection from pirates that have been apparently raiding them for several months now. And they have said that if we complete the job to their satisfaction, they will allow us to use their ship whenever we want at a half-price rate. As you know, I am keen to expand our mercenary business. And having a ship at our disposal like that, well, it would be a great asset, would it not?"
Well, I'm sorry, for a moment then, you said ship, but I thought you said sheep, and my blood boiled for just a moment.
You really... I have told you to seek therapy for that incident countless times, but no matter. Since I can see that you are still very worried, I shall provide you free with a potion of healing each. Here's the information for those who don't have it. Let's see. Oh, it's not allowing me to share with the players. Never mind. You can find... but yes, for the record, it's 2d4 plus 2. And I'll provide you with one of those potions each. Stay well, stay safe, and be careful. And remember, you three are representing the Compagnie de Milan. So please, try to be on your best behavior.
Rip just kind of looks down at his handgun and spins the barrel, then looks up, giving a kind of knowing nod.
And Zacharias just pipes in, "Oh, I'm always on my best behavior."
He nods. "Merci, my friends." And he also turns to you, Don, and goes, "From what I've heard, you have experience with fighting on the sea, so I'm sure your expertise will be most appreciated in this situation."
Hey, for the right price, why not?
Indeed. Although, try to make your motives less obvious in front of her. Could apply it.
Sure.
Well, I guess if I need anything to balance my gun hilt upon, this little short halfling fella would do the trick.
Hey, just 'cause I'm short, I'll have you. Don't worry.
But and with that, the captain lets out a slightly worrisome sigh before, or once again reiterating, "Good luck, my friends." And with that, you guys all move down to the docks. It's not. It's a typical bustling sea. One you've been used to many times before. It's finding the Dawn Chaser itself is pretty easy enough. It is an impressive ship. It is a very impressive ship that stands out. The large mainsail is dyed blue with a crescent moon design in the center. The ship is buzzing with activity as the crewmates prepare for departure. As you approach, you are greeted by two figures. The first is a tan-skinned woman in a blue, in a very stylish blue coat, who is staring at you with confidence. And by her side is a calm and who you assume to be her first mate. Calm and collected individual who is casually wearing his rapier by his side. The captain, seeing you approach, the captain leans over and goes, hello there. How can I help you, fellas?
Rip would like to do a sleight of hand to practice balancing his gun on Don's head.
God damn it.
Alrighty, you make me a sleight of hand check, Don, make me a perception check.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Well, at least I can re-roll it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say.
Apologies, minus 3 to that. I am not proficient with sleight of hand. Stealth I'm proficient with. So that's 20.
Okay. Don, your head feels itchy. So you feel that something's up there. You're not quite sure what it is.
Pulls it back quickly and holsters it.
As this is happening, Zacharias just rubs one temple and sighs it, and flat out ignores his companions, replying to this woman, "We represent the Campan du Milan. Our commander heard that you were requesting aid of some sort on your voyage."
So you're all those Milan fellas. Excellent. Well, welcome aboard. This is the Dawn Chaser, and I'm the captain, Avery Moonlight. I am grateful for your service, and as long as you remember that I'm the boss of the ship, we'll get along fine.
Zacharias just inclines his head. Heard loud and clear. I would like in advance to apologize for my companions. Just be grateful that the Arcadian left long before we arrived. Rather an obnoxious one.
He's like, we got plenty of personalities here. In fact, I've met several in the bar on the way here. And besides, he'll make the voyage lively. Going all the way to Crownford afterward to pick up some silk supplies. So, yeah, we're gonna need all the entertainment we can get. It's either that or dedicate yourself to all the work around here.
Is the drawbridge down, or is...
I will say that's what Moshi then turns around and goes, "Doc, get the drawbridge down." This man then moves and pushes and pushes the drawbridge down. It will be around here. Unfortunately, I don't have a sprite for it, so.
Cool.
Rip just goes straight past and in.
I follow.
as you step on, the cavalry moves round towards you and then says, "Oh, by the way, we should probably get into actions out the way. Obviously, you know who I am, but who exactly are you three?"
Rip looks expectantly to Zacharias, as he's normally the one to speak first.
I just sort of, Zacharias just sort of gives Rip a side glance. They sort of share the same expression that Rip has in his sprite, and Zacharias takes his cue and says, Zacharias Pell, warlock at your service, at least temporarily.
Well, my name is Rip Gillington, and I have a couple of my friends with me. This fella, and Rip whips out a pistol, charcoal black, 4 rounds in the chamber, spins it, puts it down. It's known as the Punisher. And this friend of mine, and he points to a very silverly well-polished rifle on his back, which is attached by a strap, is a new friend, and he causes all kind of chaos when he appears. I call him Shine Bright. You can never have too many guns. Trust me, sometimes they break.
Zacharias does a fairly weak attempt to hide a smirk.
And she then turns to you and goes, "Okay, so Zach and Rip, got it. And how about you, old fella?"
Hey, who wants to know?
Like I said, you're boss.
Oh, well, I'm Eldon. I can't keep this accent up, not like performing. I should have done more practice.
Fair enough. She goes,
well.
Okay, so Zach, Rip, and Donnie, got it. Like I said, I am Captain Moonbite, Captain for short. The half orc over there is Tog. If he tells you to do something for the ship, listen to him. And another person you want to listen to is my first mate, Lucius. And she then points to Lucius, the man who's calmly wearing his sword out in the open.
Greetings to you all. My name is Lucius Windspeaker, swashbuckling adventurer extraordinaire.
Rip puts out her hand to shake and then walks past him towards the hold.
Friendly fellas. Well, this is going to be interesting. She then, whilst as you're all getting on board, she then leans in quietly to Lucius and says, "So, what do you think of these guys?"
A stranger punch I don't think I've ever met.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. I mean, as long as they can fight, they'll be useful for what we have coming up.
You shall see.
She nods and then turns around to the rest of the crew and goes, "All right. Oh, and one last thing, Paige." At this point, a very short human girl runs up to the captain and goes, "Yes, ma'am. What is it, ma'am?" "Right. If they have, see those 3, Zach, Donnie, and Rip. If they have any need of anything, water, food, whatever, even if it's a change of beds, give them what they want. All right?" And Paige goes, "Yes, ma'am." She then runs straight up to you first, and he goes, "Are you okay, sir? Can I help you with anything?"
Yes, I have a compulsion for spirits of the kind that help a man stumble and fall down, if you follow my drift.
We've got multiple types. There are some from Crownford. There was the Arcadian Special. There's also Avery steps up and goes, "Just show him to where the crate is. It'll be a lot faster. Trust me."
Just point
As long
me
as
in
you're
the...
still of use to us.
Oh, fear not, fear not. My hand is steady as a rock, but I shoot with this hand, and he gets out the other hand and it trembles. I need to steady it with a a bit of the strong stuff, you see.
He smirks. Well, I guess we'll soon see if you're talking back. We'll soon see if your skills can back up your talk. All right then. If you guys are settled, she takes one last look around the crew, then goes, "Everyone, prepare to cast off."
Rip has an amazed look towards Dawn. I had no idea you were hiding your true voice this entire time.
I had a whole thing, but I just like it's all right by myself. But when I've got other people speaking, I just can't keep the accent. It just breaks.
Alrighty, and with that, the ship casts off within a few hours, and I am just going to change the sound effects and move you all over. And so,
Darkness everywhere.
Yeah, I am
Oh.
blind.
wow, really? Oh, I think I know what it was. Hang on, let's see.
It's the early onset of seasickness for my companions.
Yes, that's okay. I think that might be what it is. Let's see.
Got a case of sea blindness.
Add on.
Or in Rip's case, just blind drunk.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, that's odd. I thought this character would. I have one character emitting a bright light. I thought all the players were supposed to see it. Oh, well.
They might not have sight enabled.
Okay.
That could be a thing.
Here's the twist. Rip's not actually blind. He's just lying face down on the deck.
I can see.
Oh,
I can see
shoot.
fine.
Ah.
Rip makes his way to the hard stuff during this time. He also would like to inquire if there's any of the cheap stuff that he could partake in a bottle of. That and a dry rag or a cloth or two.
Okay. She Paige very quickly points you in the right direction. Leading you to a small she points you towards a much smaller crate next to the bigger crate that has all the expensive stuff. And it's pretty easy to get a pile of rags if you need to clean up.
What Rip requires is something quite strong, akin to whiskey. Wine wouldn't do the trick. This is not for consumption in this instance.
Okay, she rummages. Once you explain that to her, she rummages around and manages to pull out what looks like a small. Manages to pull out half a bottle of whiskey that looks like it may have gone off a bit, or at least has been left for too long.
Not a problem. When Rip gets it, he takes one of the dry rags and he coats it in some of the whiskey, and then he shoves it down the bottle to the point where it connects with it, but blocks the top as well. And then he stashes it away.
You're making a Molotov, and before we roll before we do any rolls, is there a heightened point of advantage that I could get to just for line of sight on the rest of the ship?
There are two spots. There's the crow's nest, but that's already occupied. The only other, you can climb up and ask the and see if the you can climb up to the crow's nest and give the guy company.
Certainly, actually, I'll do that.
Okay.
And in fact, would that require a persuasion check to sort of steal his thunder?
No, it might require. I'll tell you what, just for the hell of it, give me an athletics check.
Oh, very boy.
And I get at the music.
Someone get ready to catch Zacharias.
Okay. And also, one other thing to do whilst I'm here, just again for the fun of it.
Somebody get
it's
ready.
A 7.
You climb up, but you're also feeling pretty exhausted. And just for the hell of it, Zach and Rip, give me a Constitution save.
Uh-oh.
Oh, very boy.
Well, at least I'm proficient, but I don't have good stats for
Oh,
it.
thank you. I got above 10.
Well,
I keep the liquor in.
yeah. You must begin the ship sails soon after you been shown on board. The crew is very busy for the first few hours, but upon reaching the open waters, a pleasant rhythm settles over the ship. "Hear us to the fair winds and the following seas," cries Captain Moonlight from behind on the helm. Everyone seems to be feverishly excited as they're moving about. This is... So Zacharias and Rip, this is the first time you've ever been on a full long voyage like this. Don, this is absolutely no problem for you. And Lucius, you've been on here for most of your life. That said, Rip is doing surprisingly well. Like, you eventually... maybe it's because of the shakes, or maybe the whiskey is actually helping you. But nevertheless, you are managing to find a rhythm and keep yourself steady. Zacharias, you manage to keep yourself healthy, but it takes you a long time to get used to it. You haven't had the greatest night's sleep, and you're feeling it when you decided to have the bright idea of climbing the crow's nest. You do manage to get up there, but you're very weary by the time you're getting up there. You're short for breath. So when the innocent elf on the crow's nest turns around and says, "Can I help you, sir?"
I'll just sort of emerging from the portal there. Zacharias will just say, Don't mind me. I do better at heights. I do better at heights, although the current accommodations are not exactly what I'm used to, and I would like to start meditating like Alistair Black.
Okay.
Doing acrobatics for a somersault, and then into a kneel. It's a good second.
No, I think that's Ricochet, but anyway, I'll know it is Alistair Black as well. But
He did it as well, yeah.
yeah.
Rip wants to get just drunk enough to steady his hand.
Okie doke. Make me one more con save.
Excellent.
And I also say make a con save as well, Zacharias, just to see if you can maintain concentration.
No whammies.
Oh man, I'm so good at these con saves with my +3 bonus.
Strangely enough, even though you're essentially balancing on top of the mast pole, you managed to get into the rhythm much easier than you did on the main deck, and you're able to just focus and meditate your abilities. Rip, you're having no problem. The whiskey has in fact managed to calm your nerves. So when you do a few practice draws with your gun, you're noticing that your hand is staying a lot straighter than you hoped it would be.
Yeah, Rip will find an indiscreet place where there's like a crate in front of it and just carve a sheep behind it. Just therapeutically. Dagger in a sheep with a knife.
You carry on doing that, although you each go about your individual businesses on the ship, although you'll find that every once in a while, Paige is a little bit overeager at her task. So she's continuously coming up to you guys and going, "Are you okay? Can I get you anything? Is there anything you want, like, Mr. Dunny?"
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Is you're not hungry or anything? Not just being polite, are you?
I mean, how tall is she compared to me? Is she like, would...
She's just underneath you. She's like about this height.
Bearing in mind I'm 3 foot tall.
Okay, in that case, she's slightly above you. Just slightly. She's not very old, to be fair. Like, at best, she's about, 12, 14.
All right. I was like, no, thank you, tall miss.
Okay, and then she starts trying to find where everyone else is. She even goes round to you, Lucius, going, "Have you seen Mr. Zach? I'm not sure where he is at the moment."
Look a bit higher. You might find him then.
Oh! She then runs towards the mast, and whilst you're deep in meditation, you suddenly hear from down below, "Mr. Zach! Oi! Mr. Zach!"
I just not breaking my thoughts too much. I extend one hand down the portal and raise a thumbs up, and then return to meditation.
Okay. But yeah, all of this is not into you. eventually get to the river with the sea life, even as it is a bit hectic, and it's actually looking like good weather. It's not exactly the warmest of days, but the sun is shining and there's very little cloud, and the wind seems to be pushing the ship forward at a good pace. And you, Zacharias, is getting into the river on meditation until suddenly you hear the booming voice of the captain going, "Hey, hello, the fellas! You guys are in for a meeting in the cabin. Don't be late." And with that, she walks into the cabin and waits for the rest of you to follow suit.
I would, Zacharias just stands up, much more at ease with the rhythm of the ship now, and says quietly under his breath, completely ignoring the elf beside him, "Ah, the wings guide us." And then he descends and makes the meeting.
Right, so I
Rip
will just
was
take you
using
there.
an empty bottle and practicing lassoing it towards himself. Eventually, he comes out of his stopper and stumbles his way to the cabin.
Just for the hell of it, make me a dex check just to see how well you do on the lassoing.
This is the best day ever.
That's plus
He
4,
does very
sorry,
well.
16.
Okay, you do fairly well. I mean, you managed to get it round it one time. You're having problems doing it multiple times, that's the thing.
Question, when someone came round to tell me they needed me in the cabin, did they see the one time I did it successfully, or multiple failed attempts?
They just see you swinging and throwing, unfortunately. So,
Damn.
to be honest, they're still not 100% sure what the purpose of the exercise is.
Neither am I.
Meanwhile, Zacharias had his back turned to you and was meditating.
Hey.
Meanwhile, all four of you make your way into the cabin. You find that Averine has prepared what looks like a hot breakfast in front of you. Nothing too major, just a couple of eggs and some half-cooked sausages. They all seem to be perfectly... and a little bit of meat on the table, not too much, but enough for a basic breakfast. He motions to the six and goes, go on, eat! Unless the seas get into your bellies.
Rip takes no notice and just starts eating.
Don't waste no
puts
time
down-
in just tucking in.
He puts down one of the bottles he's taken from the hold. Probably one too many at this time. Across from his meal.
Just Zacharias just inclines his head and quietly begins tucking in.
Lucius will follow suit.
You all, for the first 2 minutes, she just all lets you carry on eating. She then gives you a glancing look, Lucius, before... sorry. She gives you all a glancing look before... Sorry, she gives you a look, Lucius, before she then makes a slight noise. And then...
Rip continues to eat.
and then says, "Okay, friends, I haven't been entirely straight with you. Couldn't be helped, as there are too many unfriendly ears around Arcadia Port these days. This isn't a simple trade mission. There is a ship that has gone missing in the past 2 months. To be precise, a ship called the Fortunate Son. It was lost in this area about a month or 2 back. And a little birdie tells me she was carrying some valuable cargo. She was part of a merchant fleet sailing up the Am Sea. The fleet hit a terrible storm and was split up. Some of the Fortunate Son's crew were picked up in the open waters a few days later. They said they had abandoned ship just before she ran aground among a small island just north of Nintarn. It's about 50 leagues south of here. I reckon I can guess where the Fortunate Son was wrecked. Though most people in the bars wouldn't believe me if I told you this. It's a place called Storm Island. See, it's often known as an urban legend, I've never landed there myself. The weather's always foul and there's a nasty reef. But I think we'll find the ship there.
Rip just eats down a sausage during this whole thing, chews violently.
I'm, Zacharias is just sort of, quietly taking all of this in.
Don doesn't even really look like he's listening, he's just eating.
You get what you pay for.
I would, Zacharias would like to, very briefly switch his eyes from the captains to the rest of the group and just mimic that.
Rip gives him like a condescending back.
She's eyes. There goes. Now, it also happens that I have a connection to the Fortunate Son. My pappy used to pilot her back in his sailing days. A long time ago now. I want to see what became of her, and if she can be salvaged. For pappy's sake, you understand. I also reckon that gives me as much right to loot as anyone, and if you don't agree, you'll kindly keep your opinions to yourselves.
Rip just kind of nods as he nom nom nom.
Zacharias says nothing against that.
Yeah,
Smart.
Don just
Smart.
carries on.
Huh. She raises an eyebrow this for a second and then goes, huh. Well, if you don't mind me lying here, then I think we should continue to work together pretty well. I mean, the rest of the mission is true. Still need you as escort, and, well, if we do land on Storm Islands, who knows what we can expect then.
Well, I've seen a couple of wild things in my time. Couldn't measure up to that.
And Zacharias will add, believe me, we've had much worse happen to us than a minor lie on the part of our employer. The mission is lucrative and shall continue so long as the lies don't extend to stabbing us in the back, which, by the look of you, I trust you not to do.
She smiles. Well, that would be bad for business. As long as you don't draw your blades on us, we won't draw your blades on you. Well, unless any of you feel like giving Lucius a sparring match.
I'm afraid I'm not one for the sword, my friend. If you ever want me to shoot someone in the face, I'll be much obliged.
Zacharias smirks and says nothing.
And then his mouth also goes, okay. Then eat up and get back on deck. We better brace ourselves as, like I said, it might be a storm, and at that moment, there's a sudden yell from outside as the crow's nest suddenly yells, "Karen, you may want to look at this!" With that, she instantly rises from the table and runs outside.
Rip would
Lucius
like
follows
to
behind.
grab the horn of Zacharias to hold him up for just a second, if everyone else has run out.
You
Which I
catch
imagine.
me. You catch me right here, and there's sort of a comedic jerk.
Where did that horny devil go? Alright, I'll grab him just before he makes it out, and Rip will say to him, listen, my friend, if things start to go crazy, we're out of this, you understand? And Rip points to his scar. This would never have happened to me if I hadn't encountered those environments of the wild sheep chase, you understand? If things go crazy, we get out of here, you understand?
If we have a choice, then I am inclined to agree. I've no great desire to meet my end. Could you make me a Zacharias adds something under his breath, and could you make me a listen check?
Yep.
Kind of makes you wonder where they're going to go on a boat in the middle of the ocean, but
I'm just checking if I'm proficient. Of course I am.
I mean, you never know. They might be very good swimmers.
Perception. 14.
I'll say it. That's fair. I want to give you this. You hear as he says, "I have a great desire to meet my end." You hear him add under his breath, "Again."
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh. All right.
Rip just releases him and walks out very befuddled.
But yeah, as you guys are having this conversation, Avery's already yelling at the crossnest. What is it? What's got you so fuddled? And the guys that the man stares at the sea and goes, "Oh man, we got company, Captain. Pirates." And he goes, "How many are they? Is it a big ship?" And he goes, "Captain, it's a bit straighter than that, ma'am. They're goblin pirates, ma'am."
That was one hell of a good call you made, Ian.
No, man,
And with
goblins
that-
and everything.
So Panther Leo picked that as his favourite enemy just before he started. Rip
The
just
ship that it,
Rip makes his way towards the center of the ship and starts loading his guns.
Zacharias is gonna come up behind him and just sort of catch him by the hat. And
The hat comes off. Rip keeps going.
and with
Zacharias
that-
thinks to himself that sounded a lot cooler in his head.
And with that,
Should have
The-
grabbed him by the poncho.
as very quickly before you time really have anything else, you see this small dark ship bearing down on you. The ship that is approaching is 3 masts tall and square, full sails, and as it gets closer, you see that it is crewed by small green humanoids. They are jumping around the deck excitedly whilst preparing long planks and ropes. One of the creatures stands out on top of the ship, wearing a rugged brown coat and barking orders in Goblin. Everyone, roll initiative.
Awesome.
Yo ho, sail where the wind blows.
Can I understand what they're shouting?
It's mainly generic pilots or like, get in close and board them! Charge!
Swap the deck.
Well, we did pretty good.
Okay, and if I could just get this ready. Is the music volume okay?
I'm
Yeah, it's
hoping
fine.
that Lucius will sort of jump up on the mast of the ship and go, "Yaha, mateys!" and hold out his sword like a true swashbuckler.
Okay, so let's see, at another fire. Okay, and so let's just get the initiatives all sorted out.
Oh wow! I just scrolled down. I did not see the other ship.
Yeah, it's there, all right, and there's a lot of them. Okay, so let's get the initiatives sorted out here. So let's see. Looks like we have Rip right at the top. That's good.
Excellent.
Okay,
So I got
we've
19 as well.
Oh,
And you have
right.
the same mod, so you two have to roll off.
Yeah.
Yep. Somehow I did worse
so-
than you.
Yeah, so On goes first, followed by Rip, and then from that it looks like then it's Lucius, then it's them, followed by Zacharias.
Sounds right.
Okay, so top of the round. The ship isn't quite within boarding range yet. There's still a good distance between the two of them. So, with that knowledge in mind, Don, you're up.
Can I climb to the top of this second mast?
Sure, give me an athletics check. Not a problem. You're able to get up there fairly quickly. If I could just drag you up there myself. Let's see. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. There we go. So, you get on top here, and you've now got a good survey of the area. You can notice that there are at least 2 goblins that are also on top of their mast, and they're training their crossbows. And you can also see a bunch of goblins on here are also training their crossbows at the side of the ship.
Fair enough. I will shoot at the lead goblin at the top.
Oh, you're shooting the captain. Okay, make me an attack roll then. Okay, and as you do that, the lead goblin is or the goblin captain as well, is gonna use his reaction to basically what he does as you fire the attack straight at him. He grabs one of his essentially goblin hype man, and then puts him straight in front of the arrow and swaps him.
Oh, what a badass.
Oh my god.
So, with that, roll your damage, because that'll definitely hit. And not a problem. The captain moves around here. The goblin is instantly skewered through the heart and dies.
Well, I'll have another shot at the captain then.
Okay.
Ah, boo.
That's the Panfarilio we all know.
When I can reroll once, I get a 2. Yay.
The captain, unfortunately, this time he sees it coming, so he's able to just dramatically throw his coat around and dodge the next arrow coming in. And then he starts barking in Goblin, which was, you can, only you can understand, Daz. Don't just stand there! Kill him! Kill him!
Stop him, he's supposed to die.
Okay, and do you want to take any bonus actions, or?
Nah, that'll do me.
Okay, and with that, on, you're... No, wait, you already went. Rip, you're up.
Hey, so Rip is gonna slide across the deck behind those barrels.
Okay,
How far away is the other ship?
I want to say, not to be far, I want to say about, 30 feet almost, so it's close, but...
Does that look throwable? Like, could I throw something that distance, or is it gonna be tough?
There would be a high... I would say you could do it at disadvantage, because it's, it would be you might reach it, but you would have to be extremely lucky and very good. It would have to be a very good throw.
Yeah, I reckon I'll keep on this in case we want to board their ship.
Okay.
Yeah, Rip will take out Shine Bright for the first time as the silvered rifle glints in the sun, and Rip shudders for just a moment. He'll steady not on Don's head but on the barrels and keep behind them, so he's got himself some cover. And he'll start popping off some shots. I'm going to go for those guys right at the top of the mast on either side.
Okay, go for it.
Bloody hell.
Oh, wow.
First roll, yes!
Thankfully, the whiskey is really steady the nerves, almost to superhuman levels. You aim it straight up, you fire, and this goblin here was actually spending so much time focusing on Don, trying to aim an arrow for him. He did not expect the shot from below. Roll your damage.
Oh my Jesus.
Yep, I exploded him.
Yeah, that's basically what happens. The goblin, he spends all of his attention focusing on Don, and then instantly the bullet goes into his chest, and there's just an explosion of blood behind him as he's down.
Yeehaw! I love the sound of bloodshed.
See, I'm just imagining it like the reverse, like Norm, like rather than shooting his hat off, you shoot him and his hat's just like left there in the air and just sort of floats
Yeah,
down.
it's pretty much just his bandana and a few bits of it that are slowly floating down the mast.
Alright, I'll take a shot at the other one.
Okay, go for it.
Ah,
That just misses. You shoot out at the other one, but the bullet just skims off the a bit of the mast, which causes the goblin to jump, but not enough to actually do any damage, I'm afraid.
and Rip will duck down behind the barrels as far as he can.
Okay,
That's it.
and with that, Lucius, you're up.
Would it be possible to, using the rigging, swing over to the other side of the onto the other ship?
Make me an acrobatics check. Nice. You, I will say, you charge forward. Just point to me which side of the ship you're aiming for, the front or the back. Okay. You rush forward, and with all the training you've had for so many years of doing this, you grab the rigging and swing to the side. You are almost reaching the edge of the ship, but you just managed to catch your feet and get yourself into and get yourself in the midst of the goblin horde, who are all looking very surprised at the moment.
Come on, you villainous scum! Show me what you've got. With that, I'm going to stab the one in front of me with my rapier.
Okay.
Now someone's got to help him out. There's so many goblins there.
The first one, unfortunately, the goblins are all just kind of leaping back in panic, and that just barely skims past their armor.
Since he dodged out the way of that one, I'll pull my hand crossbow and fire it into him.
Okay, go for it. And that's a definite hit. You, almost in one movement, you thrust, pull it out, fire, and that goes straight through his shoulder. Roll the damage.
Since there's no allies near me, I get sneak attack as well.
Okay. Yeah, he did not see that one coming. And he won't be seeing anything else after that. Because
You
he's
tear
dead.
his arm off.
Okay, and with that, it then comes round to them. And on that's the wrong person. Avery rushes towards them and fires a crossbow shot at them and manages to get one of the goblins on the brow here, instantly taking it out.
Rip
Meanwhile-
goes to tip his hat to her, but Zacharias has it. Much obliged.
And as for the rest of the crew, they're desperately trying to get all their crossbows out, and let's see. And whilst all this is going on, the goblins are also shooting fire as well. However, the crew seem, with all of the confusion of yeah, that's a good point. Need to get everyone in their battle poses. But yeah, during all of the confusion, everyone seems to be all the goblins seem to be panicked. They're not aiming quite right, and they're just firing blindly. Meanwhile, the crew are managing to keep composed, and they effortlessly take out the goblins that were firing on them previously, one by one. So, wow, that was one of their
Nice.
best rolls they could have had early on. Meanwhile, yeah, that's most of their frontline government, so they can't do the attack now. So, with that, the goblin captain is just now barking orders more to them. A lot of them are just goblin insults, but the one that I'm about to see you, Don, is that you hear him yell, "Alright, you mongrels, charge!" And the ship takes the Sun Turbine just rams into the side, and they start pulling the gangplanks and the like over to the side. They now officially have 2 gangplanks and ropes around here and here. And whilst all of that is going on, these 2 or 3 the goblins are going to try and maybe inadvisably make athletics checks to leap across on with grappling hooks onto the ship. So we'll say 4 of them do it. Okay. These 2 very nimbly and effortlessly just managed to leap across and are now on the ship causing havoc. This one just barely manages to get onto the rim, and this unfortunate goblin, he unfortunately misses it and is now just kind of desperately hanging on the edge, like kicking his legs, trying to get back up.
Rip will give him a little.
And with that, the last thing they'll do is that this goblin, the captain, will try to. He lines everything up and will try to. Actually, there we go. Better. The captain, with his last order. Let's see what his movement is. Yeah, there we go. He leaps down, shoves one of the goblins out the way, and with you, Lucius, he then draws out his own scimitar and says in some really badly broken English, "On guard!"
Ah, you saved me the trouble coming to you.
And with that, he's gonna make an attack roll.
Oh!
Let's be glad the first one is the. So he's gonna go to attack. Oh dear!
You had to
Fucking
jinx
hell.
it. You had to.
Yeah. So first one's a 20. I presume that hits.
Yeah, I mean, I technically asked for this.
He comes at you with like unbelievable fury you're not expecting from him. Like the first slash smacks you straight across the face, and then he then comes in and smacks you with the pummel, stunning you for a second. And with that in total, you take 7 and what's the other?
Have a 7.
Oh,
it looks
okay.
like.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, that's why.
I think it's
adding the.
Yeah, I
It's
think
adding the
it's
additional
10.
one, I think.
I think it's 10 total.
Yeah. Okay. 10. Yeah, it looks like 10 total. So.
So the second one's 10, is it?
Yes.
I'll use my evasion dodge, uncanny dodge. There we go, to half it.
Okay. So he. You managed to avoid most of the damage, but you still feel that knock on the back of the head that wounds you for a second, but you managed to avoid the worst of it. And with that, Zacharias, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to move up to here. Take a glance at the goblin next to me, and I'm going to cast. Yes, I am going to cast one round of Eldritch Blast on him.
Go for it.
$13.
Unfortunately, that just misses. You fired on him as he was in mid-swing, and unfortunately, he almost Matrix style dodged just past it and lands on the deck.
I fire my other round of Eldritch Blast at him.
Go ahead.
27.
That hits. He just swings, leaps off the rope, and does a kind of stylish, almost superhero landing, like boom, aha, and then gets hit straight in the face with a blast of just like
9
energy,
damage.
and is instantly vaporized.
Decapitation.
Not even that, he just explodes in a cloud of ashes after having his cool moment in the sun.
Nice. And as the rest of my movement, I'm gonna slip right here, replace Rip's hat on his head, and just say, never change, you absolute madman. As I cast Spiritual Weapon on Dangler over here.
Oh, God. Okay, so, I know you normally have a scythe, but for some reason they don't have it here, so I'll just go with a sword.
I think we went with a crow, a raven.
Oh, yeah, that was it, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of the other person.
Just not a sheep. Just don't do a
Yeah.
sheep. Rip couldn't take it.
Okay. Well, 20 would be nice. You just did what I told you to give you a raven, but anyway.
There's one. You got 2 now.
Oh, okay.
A
That's
flock
bit
of
lag for a
ravens
sec.
up here. One's dead.
Okay, this raven flies around here, and go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Not
Oh.
great.
The goblin is, it sees the raven coming and just kind of manages to go, "Ah!" just, it's now hanging by one hand. It managed to get his hand out of the way.
Okay, and I could duck behind cover with Rip.
Okie doke. And with that, we go back to the top of the round. Donin, you're up.
Can I do an amazing Jack Sparrow move and swing from this mast over to this goblin over here on top of the other mast?
Go ahead and make me an athletics check. No, acrobatics, rather. Not a problem. You have amazing nimble agility, and thanks to your nature as a lightweight, you leap across, grab all the ropes, and slide to the other mast so that you're balancing on top of it, staring straight at the goblin, who is looking really unnerved now.
And I will attempt to hit him with a rapier.
All right.
We're boarding the boarding party.
That easily hit this. Go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah, he... the goblin just sort of staring at you in a mixture of shock and spellbound as it goes... "Ah," and then you just quickly and efficiently just stab it through the chest and watch it fall off of the mast.
Excellent.
I'm just
And then-
imagining a pathetic version of the duel between Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones.
Yeah, like this is just essentially that, but a squash match, essentially. Okay.
Just swing over with my blade drawn spike. And then I would like to attempt to shoot the captain again with a longbow.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack.
Wait.
It looks like
Like-
a natural 1, but it's actually a 19.
Oh man,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think it
saw one.
re-rolls.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, weird roll20 dice cock. Anyway, you you fire, but once again, the goblin commander uses his reaction and just throws this poor goblin in front of the arrow, taking it out instantly.
Don just rolled his eyes. It's like, oh.
So he moves there, they move there. Okay. And with that, we go back to Rip.
Hey, how close is the ship now?
It is very, very close.
Okay.
Like, there's about 5 foot between them at best.
Rip sees everyone jumping over to the other ship and desperately wants to join the party. So he's going to try and do the coolest thing ever. So he's going to take out his new invention, the Motvol cocktail. He's going to light it up. And then he's going to try and lasso over to the other mast, the sail coming out, and swing onto the ship and throw the Motvol cocktail at the goblins down there.
Okay, make me an athletics check.
This will be awesome or terrible.
You've been rolling these pretty well so far.
And it's jinxed.
What?
Why did you say that?
No
Um,
roll is appearing.
No rolls appearing, most of them.
I was just
Okay.
saying, why did you say I was doing well? You're going to jinx me.
Okay, no problem. You manage to, you get the lasso out, hook it onto the sail, and you swing across the to about, I want to say with that it gets you to about here. And show me about to going to drop the cocktail.
Sorry, Zacharias moved up there instead of me.
Sorry, my bad.
You'll have
That
your
is not
time,
something I would do.
You'll have your time,
It's
Zacharias.
the token next to him.
Yeah, and then I want to throw my Motvol cocktail
Okay,
towards some of
about
the
here.
goblins.
Okay, so let's say you throw it here.
Yep.
Okay, hey, you swing, and the goblins are just staring in confusion because they've seen people continuously swing to their ship, and you are now. And then suddenly, as these goblins look up towards you, kind of readying their swords, you throw this bottle down towards them, and it just explodes as it hits the deck. Roll your damage.
What are we doing damage for this? Because we just made it up.
That is a good question.
You could just say that it has the statistics of a firebolt, except splash damage.
Sure. So what would that be? A D10?
I will
Yeah.
say so, yes.
Isn't there Alchemist Fire, which could be equivalent to the same thing?
Yeah. What does that
Fair
do?
point.
I don't know.
Let's roll a d10, and if we need to take it back, we can take it back.
Yeah, we'll just say over house rules for the moment. It's a D10, and everyone within 5 feet takes
nice, 10.
maximum damage. These you roll it down, and the momentum brings you back to around here. And meanwhile, all of the goblins here are just blown aside, and that's 4 goblins down instantly.
As the fire slowly envelops that side of the ship, Rip will turn around with the fire in the background, and then tip his hat and wink. And then...
I'm so glad I gave you your hat back.
Thanks for that. And then, Rip would like to use his action surge.
Oh, go ahead.
My
Go
God.
for it.
He's gonna let the rifle hang, drop down, and pull out the Punisher, the black pistol, and hold it right up to the captain, who's right next to him now, right to his face.
Oh no.
And I'm
I'm
gonna.
pretty sure you get flaking on that.
Can I do
yeah,
that
you
with a
do.
ranged weapon? I don't know if I can.
It's a bit close quarters for
I'm
that.
gonna
Plus-
use a grit point anyway to Deadeye shot this,
Okay.
because I got a critical earlier and I would have liked to have got the grit back. But yeah, let's shoot him in the face.
Okay. And for future reference, that part of the ship is now currently on fire.
I only rolled 1 to 20. I thought I rolled 2.
Okay. Unfortunately, that attack does not hit. The captain
So
is
it
not
should have
taken
been
by
it should have
surprise.
been 18 because I had advantage for Deadeye shot.
Right. Okay. In that case, yeah, that definitely does hit.
Excellent.
Roll your damage.
10
Oh my
points.
God.
That is a very powerful hit. The captain is just staring in confusion as to what the hell was going on, and then the shot bears deep into his shoulder, and there's blood spurting out of it. He's still up, but he's looking very bloody and very angry. He's like, my favorite. Don's the only one who can understand this. You're just hearing a stream of angry goblin, which sounds like very fierce and intimidating, like he's cursing you and your ancestors. Don hears him goes, "That was my favorite jacket. You will die for this."
Rip is just eyeing the jacket as an upgrade to his already disheveled outfit. For his next trick, he's going to do the same thing but sharpshooter. So I'm going to burn a grit point, and then I'm going to shoot him again with advantage, but -5 to hit.
Okay.
Oh no!
Unfortunately.
Oh, good thing I wasn't using the rifle because that misfires
Yeah.
on 2s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Unfor-
just at the last moment aims it up and shoots off his hat.
He is now fuming. Like it. You can almost imagine steam's coming out of his ears at this point. And with that, it goes back to them. And the
I
captain
think
with
you
my
missed.
turn.
I think you missed Lucius.
Oh yeah, Lucius. Sorry, Lucius, you're up.
Rip, I see you're not one for a duel. Anyway. He's gonna do a move to the side. No, wait, yeah, stay here. Go in with the rapier.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
nice.
Yeah.
No, I'm sneak attacking that.
Oh yes. You.
Yeah.
He is fuming so much, he did not even notice your attack coming in, so you'll have the time to do a stylish flare with the sword before thrusting straight forward. Roll your damage.
Rip.
36.
Well, there's only one question. How would you like to finish this?
Nice.
Yeah, I'll stab him in the gut and then do a little flourish, pull out my hand crossbow, turn around and behind my back, and then shoot him in the forehead.
You
Nice.
elegantly stab him through the back. He has just enough time to fall to his knees and turns around as if he's about to give one last epic speech, but you waste no time in turning around and doing the stylish shot straight for his forehead and clean. The goblin captain is down.
Well, thanks for distracting him there, Rip.
Rip just gives him a little jointy wink.
And whilst all the... Sorry. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it.
Okay. And with that, it comes round to them. Let's see. Moonlight charges straight forward to this goblin and takes it out swiftly. It is now gone. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew... they're not having much luck. They were this goblin here fires a pot shot and takes out this crew member instantly. And with that, he runs around and tries to come round towards you, Zacharias, and aims his crossbow ready to take the shot.
Okay.
Okay, and with that, these guys will leap down. This one, and I will say this one here is going to try and make an athletics check to get up to you, Don.
Oh!
And they fail miserably. It's almost kind of sad. You can see them panic. They start climbing up and then slide back down and hit himself in the face. Meanwhile, two of them are going to fire crossbow attacks at you. Or short bow attacks, rather. So that's a 10 and a 16.
No dice.
They are shooting, but they're more hitting their own sails at this point rather than you. The arrows are just kind of harmlessly bouncing off the material. Meanwhile, these goblins, they're a bit dismayed at seeing their captain fall, but at this point, they have very few options. So this one's going to charge at you, Lucius, and make a weapon attack. So that's an 11.
That's a miss.
You easily dodge out the way. This one charges towards you, Rip. And... That's a 17.
Damn, yep.
He comes in for the swipe and manages to... doesn't do very much. He managed to catch you mostly across the armor, but it does sting.
Yeah, Rip just no sells it, looks down and looks back at him and just, like, gets his gun up. As if he knows what's going to happen.
Meanwhile, these two goblins here are going to work furiously to try and put out the fire that's starting to creep over their ship. And let's see, how far can this goblin get? Oh, you can just make it enough to try and charge towards you over here. Yeah, and he's going to go after... I don't know if I move him here. He's going to try and go after you and Rip. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I have to make the attack roll. That would have...
The suspense.
It's killing me.
14.
14 does not hit, even with my back to him.
Yeah, you are able to hear just enough of it. I mean, the goblins aren't really subtle. You just go, "Ah!" So you're able to calmly sidestep out the way. And this goblin is going to try its luck by charging onto the deck and attacking the captain.
Oh, dude.
Gets a
Death
crit,
wish.
kills the captain.
Yeah.
No, it misses. Avery Moonlight instantly just steps out the way. And with that, we come back to the top of the round. Don, you're up.
Actually, it's me.
Oh, sorry, Zach. Sorry, I will get this right.
No worries. I would first like to attempt to vaporate the goblin that's trying to charge me.
Go ahead.
20.
That hits.
14
Yeah,
points of damage.
You hit him point blank with the shot, and he's just instantly vaporized.
Sweet. I would also like to vaporate the one inconveniencing the captain.
All right, go ahead, roll the attack.
21.
That is a definite hit.
Oh my god.
14.
Yep, that definitely takes it out. It makes the launch from the counter, misses, and it has just enough time to look over its shoulder before being vaporized by another Eldritch Blast.
Okay, now I would like to conclude my round by moving up to Dangler over here. And I would like to have my Raven make an attack on him.
Oh, nice.
Okay, go ahead and roll the spell attack.
14.
That just misses. This goblin is definitely trying to fuck up.
At this point, we've got to let him stay.
He sees Raven coming for his hand again, and just manages to kind of almost like Metal Gear Solid start to go, and just grabs the other ledge.
Zacharias just says to him, completely uncaring of of reply or anything. Clearly, Her Majesty has other plans for you.
And with that, we go back to the top of the round, unless you haven't. So with that, Don, you're up.
I think I will stay put for a minute and just try some longbow attacks on this fella.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll the attack. That is a definite hit. From your vantage point, you very easily pick out that one goblin and fire.
Ah.
And incredibly, this goblin still ain't up. I mean, you shot it in the knee, and it's probably gonna spend many years griping about that in the local bars, but it's still standing, unfortunately.
He used to be a pirate like you.
Ah! Ah!
Okay.
In that case, I'll shoot one next to him just for a laugh.
What,
Okay.
the other knee? Ah! Ah!
That is a definite hit. Roll the...
2 damage, just fucking hell.
Oh, that goblin down there is just barely keeping the... is it the same goblin or a different one? No.
It's the
that
other one.
You shoot the opposite knee and have similar effects. Two goblins standing next to each other going, ah! Ah!
That Don is a terrible, terrible man who inflicts suffering on such level and to deny the death.
And,
Don is just going to be laughing like a maniac at the top there.
and with that, unless you have a bonus action you'd like to do?
No, that's all for me.
Okay, Rip, you're up.
Hey, so Rip is surrounded by goblins, so he's just gonna.
Okay, make your attack rolls.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this guy ahead of me, because if I can get in his space, we've got a lovely line of goblins that I can possibly get. So I shoot the guy next to me, and you know what? I'm gonna just burn through my grip points because I want him dead. I'm gonna go for a deadeye shot on him.
Oh, nice.
Point blank and everything, bloody hell.
Ooh,
Back in a sec.
Pretty bad roll, regardless. 11.
11. That just misses. You
No,
tried...
my bad. 16. 8 plus 8. I was looking at the wrong thing.
Oh, 16.
Yeah, 16.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that just that barely hits. I mean, the goblin tries to duck and weave out the way, but you just manage to level the gun at the side of his head and fire, and that instantly takes him
wow,
out.
nice. As I have one more round left in that pistol, I'm gonna get into his spot where he was.
Okay,
So I was after this one there that I pinged.
right up.
I'm gonna
Oh, sorry.
So as
Okay, so out here. Sorry.
yeah, that guy, yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry. To correct, I was shooting the guy just ahead of me. So where I stood is the guy I wanted
Right.
to shoot.
Okay, so that guy is dead. This goblin comes back to life.
Yes,
Great.
exactly. And then I'm gonna stand on his corpse and shoot down the line.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for a penetrating shot for my last
Oh.
grip point. So all my grip points are gone. I chucked them off the table. And that's my last round of that gun, and I'll go for it.
Go for it.
Ah, damn.
Oh,
And you were using a rifle, weren't you?
No. I was using. It's just a miss. It's a 10. It was a pistol.
Okay. Okay, for you. So yeah, unfortunately you aim your gun at all the goblins. It's going to be a cool shot and fire. One of the goblins, the first one in front of you, ducks out of the way. The other two, by sheer coincidence, just turned to the side as they were about to yell at each other for not being able to put out the fire fast enough.
Rip just grumbles and puts his gun away.
It's like
Okay.
a sad version of Simo Hauha taking out 8 guys with 1 shot.
All right, and with that, Lucius, you're up.
For giggles, can I attempt to jump over this goblin's head?
Go for it. Make me an athletics check. Oh, acrobatics roll. Yep, you very easily do that. They're not very tall creatures at the best of times, and so you very easily, like, you always do a handstand cartwheel as you place both hands on his shoulders and just go "Rip," and land behind him.
I'll stab him in the neck.
Go ahead. That easily hits. Roll your damage. Yep, he's gone.
And then with my hand crossbow, I'm going to shoot the dangler on our boat.
Okay, go for it.
oh, not the dangler.
We're gonna keep him. He's destined to live.
That just misses. The bow kind of lurches at just the right time, so it managed to just avoid his hand. So the goblin is like desperately trying to claw on, and then it just sees the arrow in between his 2 hands and goes, "Ah!"
That's me done.
Okay, and with that, it comes round to them. Moonlight takes the opportunity to charge onto their deck and fires a crossbow shot at this one, finishing it off. And meanwhile, in the battle with the crew, let's see, they managed to take out 2 more goblins, firing at the ones back here. Putting the 2 who are screaming at their knee injuries out their misery.
Oh.
No.
And meanwhile, the goblin on the side here is going to try athletics check to pull himself back up. And with an incredible sheer force of will, he pulls himself up over the side. He's just sitting, and then turns around to you, shakily pulls out its sword and takes a swing at you, Zacharias.
This guy's got to get a crit now.
He doesn't, it's a 7.
Yeah, no dice.
No, it works both ways. Can't hit and can't be hit.
So basically, Edok.
Yep.
No,
Actually, he can be
okay.
hit.
And these 2 down here are going to attempt to try and fire on you again, Donnie.
Oh, wow.
Wow. One of them, their bow instantly breaks. The other one, they managed to get a surprisingly accurate shot on you to the chest, and they managed to do, I believe that's 13 damage overall.
Are you rolling the 2 attacks as the second one? Yeah.
I can't. No, I'm rolling them as 2 separate attacks. There are 2 goblins attacking you. One is that one has broken their bow and can't make any more long-range attacks. The other one got the crit on you.
Oh, I just hit the 1 attack with advantage.
Yeah, he's just using both rolls. So the first 2
Right.
Robin attack you, 1 fumbled, 1 crit.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was just going to go, wait a minute.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have explained that. So yeah, that's 13 points of damage on you.
Okay.
Alright. This last goblin here is going to try and... Oh god, there's so many tokens I need to get rid of. Okay. It's going to try and make one last desperate attack on you, Rip.
No problem. Rip mourns the penetrating shot line, disembarking, but, you know, he's still got to blow stuff up.
Oh boy!
And that's a 23.
And he's really going to pay for this. Yep, yeah, that's a hit.
Roll 20, roll damage. There we go. That's 7 points of slashing damage as he just kind of like suicide charges you and slashes you across with his sword. And let's see, this one over here is gonna try and make an athletics attempt to get up to you. He just doesn't want to give up. And
Jesus.
with unbelievably quick agility, manages to it's kind of a straight side. You watch as he goes climbs up supersonic speed and gets in front of you and manages. Unfortunately, that's used up his action to get up there, so he just sort of stands at you and draws his sword and then kind of gives the like he's trying to show off bravado, but it's clear that he's like scared out of his mind. So it's less it's less come on and more.
It's even better that we're both roughly the same size as well.
Battle of the Titans atop the ship.
Meanwhile, these two goblins here. What the heck were these two? I am gonna say survival as they try to put out this fire. And they managed to get it down slightly, although it's very clear that one of the goblins is not helping. That he's mostly just going up and down and shouting panicky advice to the other one.
He's the ward of goblins.
Alright, and with that, Zacharias, your turn.
Friggin' Dangler, man. I'm first going to send my raven this guy.
Okay, he flies over to this guy down here.
Is that the guy
Yeah.
who shot me?
He's the guy who actually has his bow broken, but that's a
Okay.
definite hit.
Six points of raven damage.
That is just enough to kill him. You, with a gesture, you send your raven across. It smacks the guy straight in the face and ends him instantly.
I'm just imagining the raven picks him up and hurls him overboard.
Sure, why not?
Or into the fire.
And yeah, and as for Dangler, I'm just imagining I have this stupid duel going on where he tried to swing at me. I caught it with my cane.
Okay.
And just pitying this poor creature. I would like to make a grapple check with him.
Okay. I believe it's the attack roll versus his strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not make that. That's a 4.
I can still roll a 1.
Yeah. So if you do hit, he's not getting out of it. Oh my god.
I just beat it.
Yeah, you only just managed to do it because he's like continuously wriggling. So you've got him, but you're barely holding on at this point.
Okay, with struggling with his tenacity, I'll just say to him, sorry about this, and I would like to throw him overboard.
All right, make me a strength check, and he will make. Yeah, let's say it's a strength check as well to get out. Oh wow, they're gonna have the roll high.
I don't.
So as you try to throw him overboard, you're not as strong, not as strong as he could be, but even your teamling strength, his will to live is amazing. So as you try to throw him, he almost kind of luchador style breaks the grip, swings off your arm, and throws himself to the side.
Zacharias, for the first time in his life, actually respects someone.
Okay, and with that ends your turn. So we're going back up to the top of the round. Don, you're up.
And I mean, not in the sense of I respect him, but he's a madman like Rip.
Okay, so Don, you're up.
I will rapier this guy.
Okay.
He's irritating me. 2 again, what the fuck?
He just manages to dodge the attack, although it's just kind of you're kind of both balancing on top of the sail at this point. So it is kind of like that Jill from Pirates of the Caribbean. Although he's very nervous, like.
I will swipe at him again.
Right up.
And while this is going on, I will be back.
Okay.
That'll do.
And you slice across the chest as he's trying to regain his balance while hit damage. And in fact, it's actually kind of sad. He's going. You just slam into him from the side, almost like a baseball bat, and knock him straight off the mast onto the deck below. Okay. And I believe, unless you have a bonus action, that's the end of your round. So
Yeah, that'll do me.
Rip, you're up.
Excellent. Rip grabs hold of Shine Bright, which is by his waist on the strap, and then, despite the fact this goblin is right next to him, he looks down the sight right at him, kind of lines it up, and then shoots him in the face.
Go ahead for it. So you're shooting this guy here with a rifle.
12.
That he just looking very unimpressed, just goes and dodges out the way.
Yep, the mistake was using the sight at close range. I'll shoot him again.
That one just hits this time. It's like the goblin dodges, goes, looks to you unimpressed, and you just shoot it straight in the face again. And yeah, that instantly takes it out.
Excellent. So to my left, that goes up to like the back of the ship, or does it go into like a captain's cabin? Is that open?
The captain's cabin is locked.
Okay, Rip will just make his way to the back of the ship.
Okay, you can walk and climb on top of these using the stairs here.
Yeah, Rip will just get up there.
Right up.
That's it.
And all right, with that, Lucius, you're up.
I'm going to walk up to this goblin and skewer him.
Right up. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Ooh.
Ooh, you you charge forward and you're about to make a sliding rapier across. Unfortunately, you as you're trying to make that slide across, you trip over the hatch and fall flat. That's on your face. You're currently prone at the moment.
Whilst, yeah, I'm going to jump back up and then shoot him.
Okay, you can do that. Back at the moment, the goblin was all focused on trying to put out the fire at that point. And that easily hits.
Sneak attack as well.
That's gonna hurt.
Yep, instantly puts him out. Like he's desperately finding the flames of a cloth, and then suddenly instant
Nice.
death.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, and with that, it comes round to them. Moonlight charges forward and takes out this goblin swiftly, and that leaves the just the two goblins on the side here. This one is gonna try and it sees you run past Rip, and it's gonna try and make an attack on you.
Come on.
Let's see. Oh no, that's the captain. Don't need his sheet. That's a 10.
Actually misses.
Yeah, he was kind of celebrating his great shot earlier, and then he's panicked because he sees you run past him out the corner of his eye, tries to shoot, but you very nimbly duck out of the way.
You need to upgrade your armaments, my friend. And Rip looks down to Shine Bright, which still has 2 rounds in the chamber.
This goblin here is going to try and make an attack at Zacharias.
Oh, nice. It looked like it jumped on his head for a second.
And I believe the 22 hits, so
Should do, yeah.
when Sven gets back, he takes 7 points of slashing damage.
I like to imagine it does go on his head and just...
And then, at that point, the rest of the crew managed to get out their sword bows. The guy from the cross master, as he kind of makes the slash attack on Zacharias' head, he goes, the guy from the guy from the crow's nest shoots him, so he goes, that guy instantly dies, and the
He was the
goblin
true captain.
He was the real MVP.
and then he and then the rest of the crew, they take their shots and take him out instantly. The battle is finally done.
Oh, nice.
Ah, Dangler
Nice.
died.
Yeah, he did 7 points of slashing damage to you, Sven.
Yeah, he did try to stab out your eyes.
Uh,
Oh wow, he did.
and-
Alright, do you guys want to take a quick break after the fight before we move on?
Before we do that, I would like to first Zacharias just sort of coolly wipes the blood out of his face, looking a mix of annoyed and respectful at the goblin he was just having the stupidest duel known to man with. And he would like to move over here, retrieve the captain's coat, prestidigitate it, and throw it to Rip because he noticed him eyeing it.
Rip catches it with his arm and slides it on at the same motion.
You are now well.
Fits well, my friend.
The coat. I mean, admittedly, it only comes up to about your waist, since the goblin had kind of cut off a bit round it so that it would fit him better. But despite the rips and tears, now that Zacharias has done the prestidigitation on it, it now looks very good.
Hey, Rip Blue
It's all
Jackets,
about-
what's going on?
It's all about the looks, and that's what it is. Alright, guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break or so, and we'll be back just after that. So until then, enjoy my break screen drawn to the Curse of Strahd, which is another live stream campaign we do. We'll be back shortly, so don't go anywhere.
Yep, and I've just got the old standard BRB screen, so see you in a minute.
So
and
yes,
we're back. Take it away, Jonan.
So after all that chaotic combat, like true sailors, everyone's first instinct is to go straight onto the ship and start seeing what they can find. While searching through it, you find 231 silver pieces and 75 gold pieces from the goblin bodies. The captain very quickly takes her cut. Unfortunately, most of the goblin weapons are pretty crude, and even the ship itself is in bad shape. I mean, even without the fire, it looked like it was barely holding together at the best of times. And to be honest, it was lucky to even be afloat. Like, all the masts are cracked, the sails are torn, and one or two ropes appear to have been snapped. The only thing that wasn't in bad condition was a large crate that was tied to the deck. And open it up, it's let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like you have a check on it. When you manage to very easily open the crate, and it appears to be it's a very strange statue. The top of it, it's like a upside down silver triangle, and it's then fixed to a strange trophy-like mast. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's a very curious looking object.
What a curious looking object.
Can I make a religion check on that, or arcana, or whatever applies?
I will say make an arcana check.
In the background, I'm just gonna take a little rest and use my heal.
Natural 1. I'm still frustrated by Dangler.
Yeah, you were frustrated by Dangler and the seasickness, and this is just really strange. Your mind is just like, nope, don't know what this is. I don't want to know.
Instead, Zacharias is just going to return to the center of the ship and just sort of meditate and pray under his breath for the safe passage of the dead to the Raven Queen's domain, etc., etc.
Fair enough. Sorry, what was that roll for, Rip?
I was using my heal bonus action.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you take a moment to calm yourself and regain the damage.
I heal by just a little hip flask.
Yeah. That's your second wind. A little bit of Dutch courage. Or I guess Dwarven courage would probably be better for this saying, but yeah.
Exactly.
Can I do an investigation on the trophy?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to roll out for
good.
advantage just in case.
It is...
Okay.
It's really strange. Like, it seems to be an ordinary statue, but whenever you touch it, there's like this strange hum effect, almost like a strange tingle. And you also notice that staring at it, you kind of start to feel frustrated, but when you back away from it, you start to calm down a little.
Oh, interesting. Too bad I'm... Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, too bad I'm crap at like any sort of arcana checks.
Well,
Zacharias is probably going to retake that check once he's done meditating.
Okay, go ahead.
Rip is gonna look around everywhere just one more time for himself, and then he's gonna take a short rest. And by short rest, he's gonna drown his sorrows.
What's he got to be sorry about? Oh.
24.
Nice. You can tell that there is a deep elemental magic hidden within the thing. With that high roll, I will say it seems to be lightning-based, more or less, but there's this strong elemental magic from the center of it that's kind of... It's mostly dormant right now, but it's still pulsing out.
That's interesting. I'll just say to the others, well, it seems we have some manner of eldritch artifact on our hands. If you wouldn't mind terribly, and of course if our employer wouldn't mind terribly, I'll keep a hand on it, so nothing ill happens to the less arcane among us.
She grits her teeth and goes, fine, if you must. Lucius, keep an eye on him just to make sure he doesn't swipe in. And if you determine it's... because remember, if it's safe, it's ours. Got it?
Right on, Captain.
And...
Zacharias makes no reply. He has no issue with this.
Okay. And as she takes a look up and down the ship one more time, she determines, looks like there's nothing else around here. Although I'd say, the rest of the stuff in the crate looks like to be worth 100 gold. Who knows, if you're nice, maybe I'll give you an extra cut. But for now, let's get on board.
Rip just like kind of smirks under his breath. I'm nice. Glug glug glug.
I would also like to take a short rest to regain my spell and my 7 HP.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I'll go for that as well.
Okay. All of you take a short rest as you begin to sail away from the goblin ship at last. And as you all slowly sip to regain your...
Oh, and it goes without saying, reloads my guns.
Yes. So, as you take the time to reload your gun, pack your weapons, and catch your breath after the, frankly insane goblin swarm attack, you also ought to eat your lunch, all with Paige as excitable as ever, running up and down and going, do you need help with anything? I don't know anything about statues. Can I help you with that tube pretty, sir? Is there anything you need me to hold?
Zacharias just in the... Oh my god. In the middle of his meditations, looks up, gives sort of a faint smile and says, "At this point, I'm not sure you want to do that. For the moment, I'm perfectly fine."
And she goes, "Oh, okay," and then turns around and starts pestering you, Ward, going, sir, do you want me to help you with that weird fire thing that you have?"
Do you mean Rip?
Yeah, Rip, sorry. Sorry, slip of the tongue.
Rip was
Ward of the Dragon Queen.
Rip was entertaining her previously, but now he's got to that point between drunk and sober where he just doesn't have the time. Yes, my good lady. Could you please take a good stock and guard the other end of the ship for me? Keep an eye out.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. And she runs to the other end of the ship.
Rip just puts his hat in front of his eyes and closes them.
Zacharias would like to return to the crow's nest for his meditations, because, haha, crow jokes.
However, you start to climb towards the nest. However, before you even get that far, the crow suddenly goes, what? Guys, brace yourselves! And all of a sudden, within minutes, the huge dark clouds start to appear, and these very quickly become full-on storms. Lightning begins to... the rain begins to fall in sheets. And I really wish I had an effect for that.
Just so we know, this is not a metaphorical storm and dark cloud. This is a literal dark cloud and storm.
Yes, a very metaphorical storm. Like, a storm is literally coming right for you. It courses through the low clouds that seem barely higher than the main mast, and lightning courses down for them. The ship is tossed and turned between the waves as torrents of salt water are washed onto the main deck. The captain is yelling out, "We're taking a beating here! We need your help!" through the torrents of rain. "Gregor's trying to shorten the sails and needs muscle to get the mast up. Toggy's trying to get the rigging tied off, so you would need to lend him a hand as well." So, who wants to help shorten the sails and who wants to tie off the rigging?
Well, Rip thinks that the sound of the storm is a little loud and could probably come down levels-wise a little bit as he makes his way out to the deck and looks around for whatever needs his help.
Okay.
Just as he was getting to sleep as well.
Yeah.
Instead of relying on his strength, Zacharias would like to help with, what were the options? Sails and...
Sails and the rigging. The rigging requires dex, the sails requires strength, or athletics to be precise.
Okay, rigging. I'll go with my dex.
Yeah, Rip also
Okay.
goes to the rigging because he's, you know, puny half elf.
Okay.
Wood
I'll
elf,
take
sorry.
sails then.
Okay.
Rip
Well,
is so drunk he forgot what he was. Yeah, wood elf.
Dex is sort of my thing, but I should probably help with the sails if there's no one else.
Okie doke. So, Zach and Rip, make me dexterity saves or dexterity checks or sleight of hand if you're proficient with those.
Yeah, we've been over this. I'm not proficient with sleight of hand. Yep, dexterity check it is.
Nice.
Mediocre,
Okay.
but it'll do.
Okay, you two, quickly help the crew members get the rigging down. It's really tough, especially for you, Rip, because partially because of the alcohol, and also you're struggling against the wind and the rain. But you are managing to get most of it down. I need one of you, whoever's confident, to make me one more of those checks.
Go for it, Zacharias. Rip is holding onto his hat.
Okay. Not as great.
Oh,
Okay, you slip and you you are slipping onto the rigging and you're just barely managing to hold on. I need you to make one more dex check. You just barely manage to retain your grip and get the last of the rigging down, and the crew really got thank you and start motioning you towards the deck to brace yourself. With meanwhile, the sails. I'm gonna need Don and Lucius to make me athletics checks. Lucius, this is no problem for you. You're a damn hand at this, so you'll start quickly getting them down. Don, you're a little shaky because it's been a while, but you are also managing to pack it down. I need you both to make me one more athletics checks.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
hooray.
no problem. As
Man.
soon as you get into your rhythm, you're managing to get the sails down, and the sails will take down before the real damage can hit. And the ship is tossing and turning at this point. It is full-on chaos, but everyone is barely holding on, and as your muscles are just feeling like they're about to give, the storm finally begins to ebb, and they are now slowly, as the ship slowly calms down, you're feeling yourself really exhausted, and you each I will say, unfortunately, Zacharias and Rip will take 1 point of exhaustion. The other two, you two, with your high strength checks, you just about managed to keep yourself stable through that. But as within the hour, the storm passes, and as the light fades through the dark clouds, the storm dies down to a dull roar. The ship is battered and damaged, but still afloat. The captain gives the orders to make repairs and set sail. You notice some worried looks before she finally takes the time to address the crew. Look, I don't know what undercut's name that was. I've never seen a storm come on so quick or hit so hard in these waters. Something's not right about all of this. If it's a clear night, we should be able to figure out where we are. Until then, I'm bearing south and east, back towards the coast. However...
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm selling the exhaustion.
Okay.
As the water is calm, Zacharias is just sort of, because he's not a very strong sort of individual, just sort of getting his breath under the sail, and he replies, wherever we might be able to make camp.
The captain sighs and focuses her attention on steering the ship. the day begins to pass, and the sun goes behind the clouds, and you see the moon slowly comes up, a faint light in the darkness. And just before you can sit down to rest for the evening, the crow's nest eventually yells out, "Land ho!" The full moon offers a dim glow across the horizon, and soon the unmistakable outline of land can be seen. It's a small island with a low mountain peak in the center. As the dawn chaser gets closer, another ship can be seen. It looks like it's a merchant ship stranded on a large reef. Even from a distance, you can see the ship is in bad shape. Though it is still upright and mostly intact, no light can be seen on the main deck. But you can make out just a faint, flickering blue light coming from a gash in the hull. You notice Captain Moonlight staring at the shipwreck, gripping the railing hard. "The fortunate son," she mutters.
Not so fortunate, I fear.
She grits her teeth and goes, "Ah, damn it, this cannot be a coincidence." She turns to one of her crewmates and goes, "How's the water looking? Is it stable enough for us to weigh anchor?" The half-orc leans over to the side and goes, "I guess so. Why?" He goes,
May I
Okay,
just
good.
pitch in case what took down this fortunate son I fear could be another sudden storm? We should hedge our bets and be ready to sail out if we need to.
He sighs. "Yeah, I can see your points. But here's my plan. The crew will stay here and make repairs to the ship. Obviously, like you said, the storm hits us, we want to be able to make a quick getaway, and to do that, we need a ship that's fully intact. Thankfully, there are much repairs to be done, thanks to your help. And speaking of help, I'm going to need you to do it again. We have a longboat that is just enough for 8 people. And I need you to come with me. Because I believe I told you our mission was to investigate the unfortunate son, did I not?"
Indeed you did. How far away is the island?
I would say not too far. It would be like, on this boat ride, it would be about, like, this fortunate son is on a reef just before the island, so it would be about, like, 10 minutes row at best, and the island itself is another 20 minutes row from that.
May I advise that we station the ship at the island in case there is another storm that comes in?
Fair enough. Good shouts. She's around and I goes,
Best to put anchor at somewhere stable.
"Good point." She then turns around and goes, "Yep, the men, get close to the shore as you can." He then turns around. "Okay, I'm gonna need... Alright, while we're away, Tog, you're in charge. Lucius, you're coming with me.
Right,
Max,
Captain.
Max, we'll defer to you once you're on land. This is your terrain after all. That's part of the reason we hired you." And so, with that, with the speed of what is quite, which is thankfully a very professional crew, you all, the crew instantly manages to pull into the island and start packing everything down and getting down all the tools. Whilst the longboat is dropped into the water and you start making your way towards the sun. With no... once you're there, the Captain Lucius, again with expert efficiency, throw ropes up there and manage to get you alongside it, pulling yourselves up onto the main deck. You see that, from what you can tell on the main deck, you see that the crew had managed to gather supplies from the island to complete repairs, cutting timbers, lengths of vines, etc. But they're all scattered around haphazardly. Especially there is also large piles of leaves everywhere. It seems like if you want to find more, you're going to have to go below deck, which is where I'm going to move you now. I'm reviewing across myself. Alright, Can you guys all see?
I can.
We're good.
This is
yeah.
this is the Fortunate Son, correct?
Yeah. As you step inside, the wooden steps lead down to the ship's cargo hold. It is largely empty aside from a few old barrels and crates. There is also one small oak table sitting to one side. Silver coins and playing cards have been scattered across the table around the hold. The door leading to the bow of the ship looks as if someone had tried frantically to break it down. The chips have been taken out the door and the frame, and the iron bars holding the door together have nearly been completely pulled out.
Rip moses up to the table and looks down at a winning hand. Looks like it was someone's lucky day. Where are the rest of them? I'm gonna pop out a crowbar and open up one of the crates.
Okay, go ahead and maybe a stroke check.
No!
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
have disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I think I do. Ability checks, right? No, it's a
Yeah.
skill
Yeah.
check. I think I'm good.
Okay.
You're good for skill checks, right?
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, I think
so
it's
for
like
now.
dexterity or strength check you have disadvantage for ability checks, but skill checks you're fine with.
Yeah, but that was a strength check, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
damn
was.
it, you're right. Yep. Yep, that is disadvantage.
Just hope for a nat 20.
Relatively
just
puny
enough.
still.
It's just enough. It's you have to put a bit more effort into it because you're still a little worn out by the storm. And you're going until you eventually pop it open, and inside you find not very much. You find like about one gold piece of one silver piece.
Rip just kind of looks down in bemusement at this crate with one gold piece in it.
Well, to be honest, there's a lot of dust in it. It looks like there were other things in it, but it's been cleared out.
So it's been looted. Okay.
Is there any way to open the door other than brute force?
Which door are you referring to here?
The one that had chips in it was barred.
I believe. I believe, and hang on, I'll check it. As a cargo hub. Oh no, I believe the iron bars have already been pulled out completely. So there were bars there, they've kind of fallen to the ground since then. So you can still open the door, but it was barred for a reason.
So it's just closed. It's not locked or anything.
Yeah.
I'll open it.
Okay, as you do so, make me that would be this door here, and make me a perception check. As you open the door, you thought you heard a sound on the inside. Do you want to continue opening it?
I'm gonna step to the side of the door.
As you do so, I'm just going to...
Can we get the captain with the light over there?
Let's see. Yeah, as you open the door, a monstrous figure suddenly leaps out through the door and lurches towards you. Appears to be the battered, disembodied corpse of a sailor, but somehow still moving about. And as it leans towards you,
I know the
Electricity.
feeling, my friend. It's been a long day.
electricity starts to crackle around it. Everyone, roll initiative.
Ten spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
And I'll bet Reese might be a bit
looks
loud.
like
Okay.
things have taken a shocking turn.
I
Hey.
should have known you would have gone for that.
Hey!
Okay, and a roll for them as well. Okay, so okay, so that looks like Don first, followed by Lucius. Then Rip followed by... No, wait. No, it's them followed by Rip. And then Zach.
In last place, where I belong.
Okay, so... At the top of the round, Donnie, you're up.
I'm assuming the captain's not shed any light on this at all.
No, she's as freaked out as the rest of you.
Right. I'm gonna have to cast dark vision myself so I can see what the fuck is happening.
Okay. I mean, it's slightly illuminated just because it's slightly illuminated by the electricity, but yeah, it's kind of difficult to see in front of you. So you cast dark vision in order to be able to see what's going on around you, and I'll just adjust your token now.
Probably should have done that before I came down, but oh well.
Yeah. And that should be good to go.
Right. Now, can I still make one attack, being that I get to attack twice, or is that my entire action?
What was the spell? Is it an action to cast a spell?
Yeah, one action.
Yeah, that's your action. The
Alright,
attack
well,
actually gives you 2 attacks.
then yeah, I'm just gonna stay put.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can still move, can't I?
Yeah, you're not within fit range.
Oh, never mind. I'll stay there then.
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying you're not in threat range.
Oh, I
can
thought
move
you
if
said
want.
you can't because you're in fit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move back.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that'll
right.
be me.
And with that, Lucius, you're up.
I've never fought one of you before, but as a make a night of it, I suppose. And I'll go in with the rapier.
Okay. You very easily slice it. It's not really a fast-moving object. It's not really a fast-moving creature. Roll your damage.
Am I able to get the sneak damage on it?
You were kind of facing it straight on, so that might be a bit of a stretch, I think.
I get it from my thing as long as I haven't got any friends within 5 threatening it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a swashbuckler trait.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I would say so.
$18 total.
Essentially,
Okay.
he was asking, is it old school zombies where they can't be sneaked?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. The end. Oh, that's why I've got the wrong mouse on. Okay, so you very quickly slice into it. You slice it badly. It's still barely managing to hold on, but just barely. However, as you do so, as you slice into it, you suddenly notice that the energy travels up the sword and kind of sort of shocks you a little bit. You take 3 points of lightning damage.
Watch out if you hit it, guys. It seems to shudder. It hurts. Then I'm gonna shoot it with the hand crossbow.
Okay. Nice. You hit it straight on the head, and yeah, very easily fell of it. It kind of rockets back, and it's gonna make that con throw. If I can get that counter sheet up. Come through. Otherwise, that's advantage. And it falls backwards and then ends up straight into you. The arrow's still in the middle of its head and it goes.
I'm then going to use my fancy footwork feature and I'm going to leg it.
Fair enough. You, after seeing one of these creatures survive one of your opening moves, you decide very sensibly to move out of there. So, it is now currently on 1 hit point. And, let's see, yeah. Actually, whilst you're also there, make me a perception check quickly.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
he sees everything.
You run back there and very you swiftly regain your composure and get buried in the surroundings. And as you do, you see that some of the barrels around here are starting to stir and shake.
Guys, I think we
very
might have
boy.
things in these barrels back here.
Yeah, just a gold piece. Just ignore it. It's not worth it.
No. The barrels are moving.
I thought I had drunk a lot, my friend.
And with that, we come to it comes round to them, and as if in answer to that, one of the barrels starts to rise up, and another another one of these figures, but two more of these figures burst out of the barrels with a startling.
Watch out, my friends. The barrels are moving.
That one of them manages to break out of these barrels, and they just go slowly lumber towards you. This one here is it's on low damage. It's gonna stumble towards you, Uri, and it begins to it reaches towards you with its arm, and let's see if I can get this to stay in one place. There. Sorry, the sheet eater kind of glitching out on me for whatever reason.
I assume it offers up a bro fist, but Rip does not return. He knows they're electric.
Yeah, you very nimbly step back up to see what happened to Lucius, and it's not very dexterous at best of the time. Just goes and just slumps forward and misses. This guy stumbles over towards you, Lucius, and it is going to make an attack. Is that a hit?
Yeah, 17's a hit.
Okay, so it comes in, sort of makes a strange touch towards you, and you take 3 points of lightning damage as it manages to get a hold of you, and the electricity that's coursing through its body starts to go into you as well.
I'll use my uncanny dodge to half it.
Okay, in that case, you take, I'll say, round up 2 points of lightning damage as it shocks you, and you just manage to shrug it off. And this fella here, yeah, he's going to maneuver around this barrel and move in for an attack on you. And that's a 7. He completely misses. You're able to step out of the way with your fancy footwork. And Captain Moonlight is going to train her crossbow on the one next to you, Ward.
Rip.
Do you mean Rip?
Rip, I'm really sorry about that. I shouldn't keep messing it up like this.
No worries, we're
If
so
you-
used to him as Ward.
If you guys want to see Ward, check out check out the other campaign we live streamed, The Curse of Strahd.
Okay. Yes, that was definitely meant for that plug. Okay, and she manages to get a hit on the back of its head, like almost in opposite to, almost like in the exact opposite place from Lucius's strike. And let's see, no, that's the wrong sheet. Moonlight doesn't need to make the con-throw. This guy does.
Good God!
And it roars back to life, its head looking like a pincushion, but still up. And with that, Rip, you're up.
Well, as much as Rip feels a spark between us, he's going to have to take this one out. He's going to aim his pistol right up under its neck and fire.
Alright, for it.
Oh,
Oh, that was close.
I saw it
boy.
on the one for just a moment.
I know, but it's a definite hit, and it's going to make that con save. My God, it's getting high rolls. Yeah, it now has 2 arrows and a hole in its head, but it's still staring at you.
You just don't want to die, do you, boy? One more, this time in the side of its head, going straight through.
Okay. Not a problem. And it will make that con save one more time. Although it's going to have to roll like a natural 20 at this point. Yeah, it's gone. It's had so many holes in its head, it just can't keep itself together anymore.
I
and
had
it
the
just
wrong
collapses
bonus
to the
on that
ground.
dice, but it was a hit regardless. Yep, sweet.
Okay. Alright.
And with the same action as he shoots it in the head, Ripper's gonna matrix dodge, jump his way over to behind his pillar.
Fair enough. And with that, we're at the bottom of the round, so Zach, you're up.
Okay. Yep, last place where I belong. Zacharias, for starters, is disgusted. These are undead. This is an affront to the natural order of death. So he's just gonna wheel around, blue flame blazing in his eyes, and take a sacred flame shot at this
Okay.
right here.
Alright, so it has to make a dex save. Thankfully, that's the 13.
Yeah, that whiffs. My DC's 15.
Okay, so I believe he takes the radiant damage.
8 points.
Okay, and I believe it's doubled because it's
I believe. Is it doubled on undead?
uh,
Just generally?
Actually, no, I don't think so. Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't think so, unless it has like weakness radiance, which I don't know. if
Yeah,
it's a
you're
thing.
right. In that case, no, it doesn't. It's you set it alight with your flames, and you can definitely see it take its effect, but it's still managing to stay up.
Okay. I have a solution to this problem, and that is spiritual weapon. I would like to summon a crow right there.
Okay. You summon your raven, and it flies down towards it. Go ahead and make the spell attack roll.
19.
And that is a definite hit. Roll your damage. There will be a raven shortly. There we go.
8 points of raven damage.
Okay. Yeah, another strong hit smacks it right in the back, still managing to stay upright though.
Okay, I'm going to move away from the barrels and just get over here.
Okay. And with that, we come back to the top of the round. Eldon, you're up.
Right, let's see, where am I going to go? I'll move down there.
He's a crafty halfling.
That should give me a decent line of sight on both. But I'll attack the one that the Raven's attacking with a longbow.
Alrighty then. Definite hit, roll your damage.
Nice.
Rolling all the twos recently. It's a nice change.
Yep, that is a very definite hit, like shoots straight through its head, and it's going to make that con throw. And it just fails. The zombie just kind of stays lurch and collapse to the side.
That's a big mood.
Can I hit the other one?
I would say there's a bit of a crate on there, but it's not too high. I would say you can just hit it. Yes.
All right, let's go for it.
That just hits. It's a
bloody hell.
Yeah, it's a very difficult aim, but thankfully it's just slow and lumbering enough that you can take that extra time to hit it, and it skims off the crate and bounces up into it. And that takes 9 points.
Not through Lucius's legs.
And with
that'll
that,
do me.
With that, Lucius, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the rapier.
Okay. That is just a hit. It's wriggling around a bit more than the last time, but you still manage to pierce it straight through. You once again feel that shock, but you're prepared for it now. But I mean, you still take 3 points of lightning damage, but you know it's coming. And with that, that is gonna need a con save.
the DC is 25, so it's gotta roll stupid high.
It looks like it's, and it looks like it's down. You get it, you start on this flick and you pierce it straight through. You take the jolt, but it's worth it. As you just pull it out with a flare, and the last zombie collapses into the ground dead.
Shortly after it collapses, Rip dives up around corner. Just lands on the ground, but there's no one to shoot. Damn it, that was gonna be so cool.
Zacharias would like to dismiss his raven, approach the fallen zombies, and just sort of half growl under his breath, abominations.
Can I see any more barrels moving?
I'll say with that high perception, nope, it was only those two that were moving. At the moment, you seem to be. At the moment, everything is at peace. You are now out of combat.
I'm gonna go check the room it broke out of.
Okay.
Captain Avalon, may I humbly ask you, you had no knowledge of this, being as your family were involved in this ship.
It's stares at you because first off, it's Captain Moonbite. Second, no, my family has nothing to do with freaky zombies that glow.
Can I do a sense motive?
Yep, inside check.
Also shows how much attention Rip pays.
And yeah, just to clarify, it's Moonlight, not Moonbright. I'm trying not to get it confused with another part of the previous one shot.
Found the bonus eventually.
Okay.
That was almost a natural 20.
She seems to be telling the truth from what you can gather. If anything, she appears to be more annoyed that you would assume she knew anything.
And then I got a name wrong. Correcting it now.
Alrighty, and Lucius, could you make me a quick perception check as you open that door? Alright, you step inside, everything seems to be calm, and I'll just give it that part of the dynamic lighting. As you step inside, there is... Okay, you suddenly hear this sort of strange, it's kind of hard to describe. It's almost like a noise, as if there's a bit of dust on the wind. And then that's suddenly interrupted by a much louder noise of, ah! Hello! Hello!
Hello?
Hello! Hello!
No,
Hello?
no.
Immediately paying attention.
No, no more talking animals, please. Please, anything but that.
I put a steadying hand on Rip's shoulder and just say, easy, easy now. I'm sure it's not a sheep or a pile of food.
You turn to the right where the noise is coming from, and you see, as it thrusters into view, a brightly coloured parrot. It just there's up to you going, hello, oh.
Rip sort of like gets in there, does a roll, and gets his rifle out. You stay where you are, you hear? I know all your tricks.
It's a bird.
Yeah, now it is.
Can,
Me no bird, me Paku, me Paku.
Paku?
Hello.
can I insight check the bird to just sort of suss out its motives?
Sure, why not?
This is like cross-examining the bird in Phoenix Wright.
I was just thinking that.
23.
With
It
a
wants
keen
seed.
insight and years of scholarly knowledge, you can confirm that, whilst it does seem slightly more attention than normal, It is indeed a parrot.
I'll put that hand back on Rip's shoulder and say, I don't think you have anything to worry about here. From all I can tell, it is in fact just a bird.
Rip keeps his eye on it through the sight of his rifle.
What? It stares at you, looking around nervously. Then it suddenly, it then looks towards you, Zacharias, and goes, "What? Return the idol! Return the idol! What?
Idol? What idol exactly do you mean?
It looks up. What? Storm idol! Storm idol!
I'm gonna make a gamble here because I have a suspicion. Zacharias would like to pull out the statuette that we raided.
You pull the statue out, and within an instant, Paku is freaking out, going, "Ah! Return the idol! Return the idol! Stormfather angry! Stormfather angry!"
Where do we return the idol, you crazy avian creature?
It's like, return to temple! Return to temple! Ship's crew took it! Ship's crew took it! Stormfather angry!
Okay, and would you happen to know where this temple is on the island?
What? Center of island? Center of island? What?
Can I shoot
That
it
makes
now?
things easy.
As you're asking now, Moonlight just sort of barges past you and sort of either just firmly knocks the gun down and says, "Hold on, you said you know the ship's crew. What? Ship's crew? Ship's crew left the... What? Ship's crew took the idol? Idol was trying to return home, created the storms, made them violent, killed them, made them zombies? What?
And returning this idol will stop the storms. It will please this Stormfather you mentioned.
What? Yes, Storm Idol just wants... Stormfather just wants idol? What?
Well, I think we have all the information we require, but I feel like I should ask the bird more questions, because it'll...
Zacharias speaks up then and says, If I'm not mistaken in my judgment, you would have better luck cross-examining my raven.
Oh, I just feel like somebody somewhere might not enjoy the voice.
It stares at you and goes, "Okay, ask away."
The first thing that pops to Zacharias' mind, he's just incredulous, is, first and foremost, are you in fact a bird, or are you some sort of, I don't know, arcane denizen of this place?
It looks at you and goes, "What? Just a bird? That muffin keeps me alive."
You have a keen dialect, my friend. Were you formerly a wizard transformed by a polymorph wand into your current state?
No? That sounds stupid? That sounds stupid?
Rip looks dead at the camera. Yes, it does.
Zacharias actually leans into him and says, "He has that right."
Rip lowers his
at this
gun
point-
finally.
Turns to you, Lucius, and goes, Lucius, do you know anything about this?
I don't believe so. No.
He goes, "Sir, you're telling me the entire crew is dead?" What? Crew dead? Crew dead? I suppose it was too much. I suppose it's too much to ask, but did they say anything about my father, Moonlight? The partner also then goes, "No, sorry." She's like, "Damn, too good to be true." Alright, if we want to get off here, we're gonna have to move out. Otherwise, my crew's... I'd rather not subject my crew to the rest of their life in this place.
Once everyone else leaves, Zacharias would just like to stay to ask one final question.
Okay, go ahead.
Just sort of moving right here, looking at the parrot. If you know, these undead creatures around us, they're caused by an effect of the idol and not some necromancer, correct?
It squawks. Ah, yes.
Good.
The idol causes them to. The idol causes people who stand near it to go mad. Then they kill each other, and he revives the corpses to take the idol back. What?
Quiet. My friend had it right about you. Quite a vernacular parrot. Right. Thank you for your help, I suppose. Good to know there's one fewer people I have to kill.
What? I didn't kill him anyway. What? And with that, it flies off.
And a dungeon master is glad he doesn't have to squawk anymore.
Oh, it's gonna lead you directly to the temple.
Excellent.
You walk back onto the island, and you keep going. Right ahead of you is a great grey cliff, soon sporting a tall opening, elaborately carved within the pillars and a portico. The wind suddenly rises to a roar, battering the trees and bushes. An ominous howl seems to emanate from the entrance. As the winds begin to pick up, Uka flies in from above you and goes, "That's it! That's it! The temple! What? Careful! Careful! Guardians! What?"
Oh, now you tell us. You blasted flying fiend.
Zacharias will add to that. Just sort of idly looking at the idol. Well, we'll add. To think the goblins of all crews stole this. Well, I suppose they had dangling Damien on their side. So, who wants to take the lead?
Well, I've always been a student of ranged combat. I would prefer to be towards the back of the party.
Zacharias glances toward Lucius.
You've got the idol, my friend.
But you've always been such a enforcer of honorable combat. Wouldn't you like to be at the front of the lines when we charge into battle?
Zacharias
I can get to the front when I need to.
At this point, Moonlight Seismic goes,
perhaps
"Oh, for
we could
God's
do with
sake, I'll
somebody,
take the lead."
somebody we could all see over. I mean, Don.
And with that, you all begin to enter inside, with Moonlight firmly taking the lead. Everyone else quickly arrange your party formation.
Oh, awesome. This place is great.
Yes, I should mention maps were also drawn by NC Black. I just colored them in.
Zacharias is sticking toward the back. He will spontaneously explode if something hefty hits him at this point.
All right. All four of you begin to step in.
Can I have my dark vision back, please?
Oh, yeah, sure, sorry.
Thank you.
I'm on the wrong layer, hang on. So, anyone want to plug anything whilst I'm doing this?
And just make sure to check out all of the great content on MVL Gaming. That includes our live streams of Dungeons and Dragons and past live streams that I make for other games, including video game pickups and loads more. Don't forget to check out Panther Leo on Twitch as well.
And
And
Mixer,
we're
because
done.
that's where I'm streaming.
and also don't forget to check out the wonderful content on the Jonin Monkey at YouTube.com.
Okay, and now that's taken care of. Okay.
I feel so dirty. Did we pick up a lot of dirt on the way?
It bought me time. Anyway, this rectangular chamber has a tall square pillars covered in each corner, and a lofty ceiling. Scores of small indentations are chiseled into the smoothly dressed walls and are filled with all manner of small trinkets. Most are natural, such as small shells or rusting rocks, but some are artificial, such as a couple of rusted coins and a few small sculptures. There is a lot of dust and rubble on the floor, and all feels indescribably ancient. You see a body of a sailor, thankfully unmoving, lying in a broken heap at the mouth of the tunnel. The dark, and you can see that just above it, there is a swirling cloud just in the ceiling above. As you nervously step forward, there is suddenly a rumble, and before any of you have the chance to react, strange figures made of lightning begin to descend from the ceiling. As they come into the room, everyone roll initiative.
Ogre battle, yes!
Oh. I wonder, do bullets work on lightning?
Okay. And that might be a bit too loud, so I'll turn it down. Okay. So I'm just going to turn that down and roll for them.
I love the ogre battle music, but yeah, it was a touch loud.
Okay. So, going back down there, we have... and I'm sorry... Roll20, could you please stop freaking out on me? Okay, so it looks like... Rip's taking the lead. Hey, Rip's taking the lead, followed by Zach and Lucius, you're going to need to roll off. Alright. So it's Rip, followed by them, followed by Zach, followed by Lucius, and then last but not least, Don.
Uncharacteristically slow for him.
Well, he's just been attacked by lightning people, and in fact, since we're down in the temple, I can actually turn the ocean sound effects off. So, with that, you all burst into the room, screaming at the top of his head, "The Guardians! The Guardians!" And with that, Rip, you're up.
Well, I guess it's time to just take out the pistol and fire away. I will aim at the nearest target.
Okay. That would be this one right straight ahead of you, so go ahead and roll the attack. And if I could just get the sheet up.
Thunderbirds, go!
Yep, that is a definite hit. You take aim and you shoot it, and the creature does seem to react to it. Roll your damage.
Fantastic. Ten damage as I steady my gun on the head of Don.
Yeah, you calmly balance the gun on Don's head, and you shoot it. You manage to shoot it and center. It is just about outstanding strong, but it looks like the shot really did a number on it.
All right, I will just shoot it again. This is
okay.
I'm not sure what I said. This is pistol, by the way. I'm using up my pistol.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh!
That is a very definite hit. Roll your damage.
Sorry, wrong dice.
I was going to say, that was a bit much.
There you go.
Yep, you take another bold shot, and it's looking very weak now, barely holding itself together, but it's still crackling away.
That's, I mean, Rip removes his gun from Don's head, and then that's it.
Okay, and with that, it comes to them. Moonlight steps forward and, following your example, attempts to make a crossbow shot at it. There we go. Longbow, sorry, that is a hit, and she rolls damage. And with that, she manages to shoot it straight through the head, following up and finishing the job. However, as it dies, it suddenly bursts into a cloud of energy. But thankfully, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Each creature within 5 feet of it, so this will be a dex save for both of them.
Oh, nailed them. That's awesome.
Let's see.
Question, can they be affected by lightning damage?
That is a good question.
Well, one nat 20.
Yeah, but one of them manages to easily avoid it, but the other one takes it, but it doesn't seem to be affected by it at all. As this one just
Would have thought there'd be a
Yeah.
ping.
As this one just explodes in a cloud of energy and disappears. And this one is then going to swarm straight into towards Moonlight. And it's going to go with its course.
Oh my god!
And as she was just at the moment of victory, it comes down with a lightning-based claw and slams straight into it.
That looks like it's
Okay.
gonna hurt.
Yeah, that looks like it is. It's going to land with a lightning-based damage, which is 7 overall, and add to the double hand. What is it? Okay, this is really weird. Sorry, I was trying to read the wrong bit for a second. She is just up, but she is looking incredibly groggy at this point. But you can see blood pouring down her, and she's gritting her teeth. This one is going to move over here, and it's going to use lightning breath on you, so everyone make me a dex save. You have 11 to beat.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
That's okay. That's one of us
No,
succeeded.
sorry,
That's two
mine-
of us succeeded.
Mine is 11. I don't know why I put +7 on.
Okay, you just make it. So, all right, you guys take, it moves back and then shoots several bolts of lightning out of its mouth towards you. Lucius and Zacharias, you take 7 points of lightning damage. Don and Rip, you just managed to avoid it, and you only take 4 points. And with that, this one will also move here and steady itself for you guys to come on. And with that, Zacharias, you're up.
Is it me? Yes, it's me.
Yes.
Okay, sort of reeling from that, Zacharias would like to... How far above the chamber is the parrot?
It's currently flying above them, I want to say, about maybe 5 feet above them.
Okay, so it's 5 feet above them and they're hovering. So, if I were to come here...
They're more ground level, I should say.
Okay. Let me check something. Right.
Zacharias quickly looks over his notes.
The thing is, I have a spell I can use. Actually, better idea. I'm gonna tank the attack of opportunity. First is a bonus action, or is it an action?
You'd have to tell us what you're doing.
I think he's looking it up.
Okay.
I'm going
If
to
you're giving her
move...
the potion, there's no attack of opportunity.
Yeah, what I was planning on doing, actually, is... I could do that. Yeah. I'm just gonna move up, toss a potion on our boss.
Okay.
For the following.
I would hand it to her so there's less chance of shattering.
I thought you were literally pouring it on her. It's like, there you go, have some healing.
I'll just say, for the purpose of speeding it up, you throw it at her, she catches it and drinks it down. So that's
Cool.
2. So that's 2d4 plus 4. Yeah, she takes it, gives it you a thumbs up.
Cool. And as my actual action, I would like to use my instantaneous Armor of Shadows to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna do, I just have to be out of range of the parrot so I don't vaporize him when I do it.
Okay.
And that's me done.
Alrighty.
There you
And
go.
with that, Lucius, you're up.
Is it not me next?
No,
I
you were at
believe-
the bottom of
You're
the
last,
round.
I'm afraid.
I thought Lucius rolled a 1.
That was on my deck save.
Never mind. Sorry. Ignore me. It's
I'm going
fine.
to squeeze between the captain and Zacharias.
Okay.
Captain, you're injured. Get out of here. We got this. I'm gonna stab the one to my right.
Okay, go for it. That's... I don't know, I think that just hits. It becomes a swirl of energy, but you just managed to get your tip to scrape across it. Roll your damage. And that's... and let's see, yeah, that's 7 points of damage as it scrapes across and just manages to do a good deal of damage on it. Still looking strong, though.
I'll then shoot the one in front of the captain with the crossbow.
Okay, go for it. That is a hit. Roll your damage.
Come
Another
on, you foul beast, attack me!
That is another strong hit, still strong. And with
That's me.
and with that, Don, you're up.
Alright, just as a bit of not even retribution, just to even things out, I'm going to scramble up to the top of Rip, so I'm resting 1 foot on his shoulder and 1 on his hat, on top of his head, just to get a clearer shot.
Rip grumbles but says nothing.
And from there, I suppose I'll attack the one that's in front of Zacharias.
Go for it. That is definitely a hit. Roll your damage.
How's it looking?
It's a strong hit. It reduces it to... it's a meaty blow. It's definitely showing signs of losing its form, but it's still standing.
Tell
Hmm.
them they can't win. You've got the high ground.
Remember, they explode when they die.
Oh
Well,
damn!
exactly. That's why I didn't want to risk shooting it again in case it blew the tits off everyone. In that case, I'll shoot the one next to it, the one between the parrot and the other one.
Go for it. That one's looking healthy. It hasn't been hit yet.
Yeah, I don't aggro that one just yet.
And that is a hit. All your damage. And yep, that is definitely a good hit. It's still managing to stay strong, but the energy is crackling and falling off it slightly, as much as electricity can fall off someone. And then back to the top of the round. Rip, you up.
Rip would like to mosey his way down to the captain, Moonbright, as he remembers the name now. And,
Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Rip does not remember the name. Too much of the strong.
Disrespect.
Too much. Not just, too much of the strong spirit. From beneath his poncho, he reveals his own potion of healing and passes it to the good captain and kindly asks her to let us do what you paid us to do, Captain. And gives her a little wink and then steps back to where he was. And then he points his gun, the handgun, the Punisher, down to the furthest lightning creature and shoots away at it.
This one here.
The one way at the back.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
He did all that with a halfling on his head.
Yeah, even with half my movement, I still can move 10 foot back.
Nice.
Luckily, halflings don't weigh very much at all.
Yeah, that is a hit. Roll your damage.
Ah,
Yep. It's a good hit. Doesn't have the full impact you want, but it is taking damage.
Rip just like lets Don on top of his head like reload his gun. It doesn't really need reloading, but just for story's sake. And then he shoots it again.
That is a
For the
firm hit. Like
visual impact.
for some strange tag team combination, you slide the gun up to him, Don rolls the barrel, checks it, and then you fire and shoot it again. Roll your damage.
Nice.
That's more like it.
Ooh. And I believe. Let me just check something.
Whilst that goes on, Don's just going to do the old finger guns and be like,
It is barely holding together now. Like the big shots hold it burst straight through its chest, and the energy is now arcing all over the place. And it's barely keeping its form together.
Looks like it's gonna blow. That's it for Rip.
And with that, it comes to their turn. Moonlight is going to take the 2d4 plus 4. Yeah, she's going to take that and get 7 points back.
you say 2d4 plus 4.
I meant n plus 2, that was a
Okay.
top slip. But yeah, she's back to full health, and she readies a sword and goes, "Alright, I'll hold this one out at least. You guys go ahead."
No. I suggest a combat withdraw. These things are gonna explode.
She grits her teeth and then heads back, at which point this guy does an attack of opportunity.
I told her to do a combat withdraw.
She used her action taking the potion, so...
Fair.
No, wait, that's her...
It's a move action to use a potion.
Oh, right, in that case, yeah, she disengages and runs back. Kind of gritting her teeth in annoyance. Meanwhile, this one's gonna move up here and attack you, Lucius, and it now has advantage of this.
Boo. Ah.
Oh,
And it's not very good, apparently. Your fancy footwork manages to get you out of harm's way as you dodge both of its claw attacks. And then the one next to it tries to do something similar. And they both miss. Your footwork is just amazing.
Perfect.
Meanwhile, this one comes down to you, Zacharias, and is going to go with its claw attack.
all right.
And it
Will's right off my mage armor.
Nice. It comes in for a swing, but the magical energy surrounding you causes it to bounce off, and it just stares there in confusion. And this last one is going to charge straight towards you, Lucius. And that's 21 to hit.
Yep.
You've been managing to keep it up, but it just manages to find a spot in your defense, charge, and slash you across the face with its lightning claws. You take 4 points of slashing damage and 2 of lightning.
I'll use my uncanny dodge to half it.
Okay then, in that case it's 3 damage overall. And whilst you're doing that, Paku flies over to this corner, flapping by the entrance, and is now squawking, "This way! This way! Ah!"
We're kind of tied up, Paku. If you could slow down your horses a little bit.
Alrighty. And with that, let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. Zacharias, you're up.
Okay, this is a risk. I'm going to move here and tank both attacks of opportunity.
Okay, they swing towards you. Just for time, we'll say disadvantage is both their attacks. 13 and a 17.
17 hits.
Okay. You just bolt past them, and as you do so, one of them comes in and lands the attack. You take 5 points of damage overall.
I'll take.
Okay.
And now that I'm here and Paku is presumably out of my reach, flying at the top of the chamber,
Yeah.
Arms of Hadar.
Oh.
Except in this case, it doesn't take the form of horrifying anime tentacles, it takes the form of eldritch wings.
Okay. So that's like a 5-foot cube, right?
That is everything within 10 feet of me.
Do you still do
Okay.
it full on anime style? Arms of Hadar attack!
Not quite such a hammy dude, I'm afraid.
Ah.
So that's So that's both of these guys here.
Okay. I mean, what is that?
They get to make a strength save.
Okay. I was about to say, wait, did I go right again? No, that is them. One has a 19 and one has a 13.
Okay, the natural 20 of course succeeds. Let me see if it takes half. Okay. The 13, so this one down here takes the full effect and can no longer take reactions. This one takes half.
Okay.
Takes half
So-
of what?
I think he's rolling damage now.
Oh.
So, you
So,
do-
10 damage to this one,
okay.
and
5
5
damage
to
this
that
one.
one.
Okay. You you tap into the Wayward Queen's energy, and the massive cloud of Raven Wings bursts out around you and slams into them. This one charges up all of its energy and bursts for all of them, scattering them apart, but still taking damage. This one explodes, and since there's
Yeah,
okay,
there's no
you're
one
not-
with. There's no one
yeah,
within
there's
the
no one within
reach.
5 feet, so it instantly goes down in a cloud of electricity with a thunderous, and just like that, it is gone.
Okay, and yeah, I have to do that in order to cast that spell, so I'm done.
Okay, and with that, Lucius, you're up.
Lucius breathes a sigh of relief. I'm going to use disengage as a bonus action,
Okay,
and then I'm going to run this way.
okay, you easily use your fancy footwork to dodge around them and get to a safer position.
And then I'll shoot the one in front of me with my crossbow.
Go ahead.
Makes sense. They're all gonna blow up. Nice.
Yep, that's a definite hit. And there's 6 damage. That is enough to take out this one here, which crackles into a burst of energy and explodes. Let's see, and these two are still fine for the bow. So, do you want to take a second attack or?
No, I had to use my bonus action to disengage.
Ah, yeah, good point. Oh no, you still have your attack action, don't you?
That my hand crossbow, if I use it with my melee weapon, is a bonus action.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah. In that case, yeah, that one bursts down and disappears. So,
Okay, really quickly, I don't know if we can retcon this at this point, but because of the way Warlock works, I had to cast Arms of Hadar at 3rd level, so that's an extra 2d6 damage.
I think they're both,
Okay.
No, leave it.
they're both
Yeah,
dead
okay.
now, aren't
leave
they?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a nat 20 anyway, so...
Yeah.
So, and the guy was dead regardless. So, with that, we'll just have to remember it for next time. But yeah, with that, that ends Lucius's turn. So, Donnie, you're up.
Oh, bloody hell. Right, I suppose I'll hit this one then.
Uh-huh. And that is a hit. Roll damage. Still on top of Rip's head, you calmly and carefully with your vantage point shoot down at it. And you don't outright take it out, but it's looking very shifty at this point.
I suppose I have to have another crack at it.
Right, so that is definitely a hit, and yeah, it was academic at this point. Anyway, on top of his head, you just very calmly go 1, 2, and the the lightning creature just goes and then just explodes, leaving just one left in the center of the chamber.
Yeah, that'll be me done.
Okay. And with that, we go back to the top of the round. So, Rip, you're up.
Hey, Rip scoots up a little bit so he can see the creature.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna holster that pistol and put his hands around the rifle once more. point it towards one of those monstrous beasts that remain, and fire.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Damn, I should
You-
use grit points because that gets me one back.
Yeah.
But I have max.
Okay, you very calmly and very carefully take aim and fire, hitting it directly in what you assume it's its head. It's kind of hard to tell. And
Oh my god.
yeah, you just get to watch its head rocking back, and then the rest of its body explode in a cloud of lightning.
As it
It is
explodes into
down.
lightning, Rip turns around and,
And
just
you don't see any remaining creatures ahead of you, but you can still hear the clouds rumbling ominously.
Okay.
Although I will say, you guys can move out of initiative for the moment.
Right, Rip just takes a moment to pose as the explosion in the background with his with his rifle up, and then frantically reloads his weapons.
Okay.
Yep,
Donald
Zacharias is now
casually
gonna.
jumped down.
I let
Yeah,
Don
and-
slide down the rifle as like.
Okay.
Yeah,
At
and
this
Zacharias is just gonna follow the parrot because he's got the idol. This is his job now.
Okay. As the parrot squawks and leads you further into the corridor, and I can just get the notes of this place up. Just before you reach there, the corridor leads to a much larger chamber. The wind howls through the tunnel behind you, swirling about the room and causing causing the dust to fly across the floor. The same wall indentations are present in this room. There are many more of them, and in the center of the room there is a great statue column. And you hear the parrot squawking, "Wah! Quickly! It goes here! It goes here!"
I just need to be out of here
And-
1 second. Sorry.
Okay. And as you all step in, there is a tremendous you stop as a tremendous force fills the air. You staring hollow as high above you a dark mass of a boiling cloud begins to form, and you stare in horror as white blue lightning crackles from it to form extremities. You are now staring at what appears to be an elemental.
Did that just
Oh,
appear right
no.
in front of me as it looks?
Okay.
Silent MVL screaming.
Did that just
Okay.
appear right in front of me? If so, Rip fortunately is holding his rifle. He drops it, but it's on a strap, so it just kind of dangles in front of him.
Okay, and with that, I'm gonna save time and maintain the initiative order, but so we'll start from the top of the round again. Rip, you're up.
Oh well, Rip is quite taken to say the least. He just slowly reaches for his pistol, looking up at this this crazy elemental creature, and just shakily. And this is not because he hasn't had enough booze to steady his hand. Points the gun ahead of it, and he's gonna fire a deadeye shot right in its face.
Okay.
Are we still in initiative, are we?
Yep.
Okay.
Because this thing's appeared now.
Yeah, I did notice. I was like,
Alright, that is a hit. You, despite the hulking cloud monstrosity with all the lightning coming off it, you still manage to keep your nerves calm and shoot it straight in what you presume is its head? Okay, and with that, it doesn't seem to have quite as much of... Sorry, what type of damage is that?
It is piercing, just regular.
It doesn't appear to have the effect you are hoping for. It's, in fact, anything, the effect is minimal at best.
Well, minimal at best is better than nothing at all. It will spin the chamber and go for one more shot. Deadeye once again.
Okay.
Ooh, and that sucks.
Yep.
12.
I believe, that is a hit. Go ahead and roll the You keep firing, that's it. And the effect is still pretty minimal, but it's... you seem to be doing some damage to it, but not very much. And with that, it goes to its...
Yeah, I'm gonna take... I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity and run around behind that pillar.
Okay, as you do so, it swings towards you. The 9, I think, misses. You just managed to duck out of the way of its claws. And it then... This goes round to its turn, and it moves ominously and very... Like a burst of wind, rushes forward, and then goes for you, Zacharias.
Okay.
Alright, so
Mage armor still up.
Okay. Alright, and let me just check. It is gonna go for its touch attack. 60.
Just barely hits me, and and as a response, hellish rebuke.
Ah, nice. Okay, as it rolls the damage to you, and you feel the electrical energy surging into you, 11 points to be exact. You tap into the rage, you convert your rage into a blazing inferno, and you make your attack. I believe it makes the dex save.
Yes. Blue fire exploding around me.
Oh wait, that was a save rather than... Oh, it's the same thing, so...
8 fails.
Okay. You shoot for... Its flames shoot forward towards it, and... It takes
12 points of fire damage.
Indeed it does. But that's... The flames fly towards it and lick it straight on. It seems to have done a bit more damage than the gun did, but it's still looking pretty strong. And it then flies towards you with the rest of its movement, and you are now surrounded by this storm cloud. And with that, it comes to their turn, and I'm just rereading this.
Oh, it says bad things.
Yeah, you take... 1d10 lightning damage as the cloud surrounding you is charged of electricity.
Okay. Is there a save against that?
No, you're standing in its space, so you just take it.
Okay.
And if I just roll that... Oh, of course it didn't have it set up.
Oh.
4 points.
Not Zacharias' day. He's still up, though.
Okay, so with that, it's your turn.
Okay. Even if it means I take an attack of opportunity, I'm just going to bum rush straight forward going on an instinct and slamming the idol back into its place.
I thought you were going to go full on Drax. It's much weaker on the inside.
Okay, it swings at you.
It
50.
whiffs.
Oh, you just full on. You are being electrocuted from all sides, but you got your teeth and just charge forward. It swings down and misses, and I'll say go ahead and make me a dex check.
Okay. $18.
Not a problem. The lightning, it's starting to make your muscles feel a bit weak, but you grit your teeth and shove the idol back in. There is definitely silence for the moment as the idol bumps in. The elemental rises up and stares at you, its eyes glazing with electricity, and then the electricity slowly dies down. The lightning from its arms disappears back into the clouds, and then with a whoosh, it flies straight up to the ceiling above it, and is quelled.
That was a fucking lucky guess.
It goes up, sailing back into the temple, which is now strangely silent.
And Zacharias just reaches his hand up, touches the head of his cane to his Raven Queen pendant, mutters, Your blessing is taken as always, Your Majesty, and falls forward onto his knees.
Rip, like, tremblingly reloads his gun. I think it knew we had it.
If I may quote you, my friend, I wager that's the case.
The blade slowly, it quietly disappears back into nice, and Moonbright stares at Moonlight stares at Oliver and says to Lucius, "Huh. I never thought we'd ever find anything like this."
Oh, no, never.
Well, I'm afraid this is the sort of thing that happens when you mess with forces beyond your control. Believe me. I'm experienced in such matters.
Zacharias just laughs under his breath, as am I, in more than one regard. Now I believe I have a touch of business with the remains of one who disturbed this place.
She does.
Just sort of moving back out.
Moonlight lets you walk past and smiles and goes, "It's just a shame. My father would have loved an adventure like this. But I guess that comes and goes. I tell you what, when we get back, we should probably warn crews about this, just so they don't make the same mistake."
Well, I concur. I'd say that's the least we can do.
I would like to, you mentioned there was a dead sailor in here, and I would like to see exactly what's on him.
Honestly, not much. It looks like, from what you can tell, the guy has... Actually, you know what? Make me a medicine check.
Okay.
Wow.
Way to close the session.
Yeah, you can very clearly tell this guy had loads of lightning burns all over his chest and not much on him. You gather that probably he died during the initial plunder of this place when the Guardians first showed up.
I'll just touch my amulet and say, It seems you fell to the same. It seems you've fallen to the same folly I made so long ago. May the Raven Queen take the same mercy on you.
Rip just watches him go out of sight and sits down and takes out a flask, looking very keenly at the parrot.
Paku just lands on top of the statue, flaps his wings and moves and goes, "What? Thank you for thank you for quelling the storm, Father. Back to peace. Back to quiet. But I do like you." He flies out of the temple for a few brief moments, and then comes back holding a red conch in its beak. It sets the shells down, and he and starts squawking. "What? You have a friend with Puka? What? You have trouble? Oh, shall Puka will be here. Puka must return for now. Safe voyage. What?" And with that, something strange begins to happen. He extends his wings one more time, and his body begins to dissolve into streams of dust and earth.
I knew it.
And within a few moments, his body breaks apart, slips in between the cracks, and disappears from sight.
Well, how about that?
Did he? You mentioned a conch shell. Did he just straight up go into it?
No, it's left there, but he has left the. He looked like he was trying to give the conch shell to you.
I would like to take it, then just step forward and offer it to Moonshine. Yes,
Moonlight.
Moonlight. God's sake!
Moonshine's the drink.
Yeah, that's what Rip's drinking. I would like to offer the shell to Moonlight and just say, if the stories are anything to go by, a sea captain is just not complete without a sea captain is just not complete without an avian companion. I, for one, already have good enough, just with one finger booping the raven on his shoulder, but and continuing. But I figure on lonelier journeys, a woman like you might need the companionship.
She raises an eyebrow and just says, "Just what I had tonight to say." But she takes the conch anyway and goes, well, it'll be a lot of fun to have around and nothing else. Although if he does need feeding, I'm leaving that to you, Lucius. Is that alright?
My sentiments, exactly, my friend.
Zacharias just takes on a faint smile and says, "An accurate response. And if nothing else, consider it a memento of a truly unforgettable experience."
Rip extends a hand to Lucius to actually shake his hand this time.
Reciprocates.
At which point he then takes that flask and tosses it behind him. At which point he then takes out several other bottles at various stages of consumption and leaves it behind him. I feel that no tonic will make this world make more sense, especially if these are the adventures we're going to follow.
Moonlight chuckles and said, "Honestly, call me crazy, but part of me actually would like to have more adventures like these."
Zacharias just chuckles under his breath at that and replies, If that makes you, I suppose, I do believe that does make you crazy, but at the same time, I suppose that also applies to me.
Well, how about that? We're all mad round here. Let's get out of here before we're caught in some other crazy storm. I'll take my leave of you.
She smiles. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. As you all leave, she turns around to Lucius and goes, "Well, your opinion first, mate. We could easily have a ship crew come by to pick up the Fortunate Son and take it out, but I don't know. Do you think this is a good resting place for it?"
I'm sure your pappy would have loved to have come here himself, so I think it's a fitting place for it to end.
Indeed. He would have had a lot of fun drawing the map of this. Yeah. I think we could leave it as a good... I think we could leave this. It's the best spot for it.
Well, you have earned my respect, and even you, Don, you're as courageous as you are short. Zacharias, please let us take our leave of this place before something else maddening occurs.
My thoughts exactly, my mad friend.
And with that...
Sorry. And as we're leaving, just Zacharias would just like to turn and offer up a 4-fingered salute of the Raven Queen in the shape of talons.
As you And so, with that, you all head back to the Dawn Chaser. Thankfully, they've managed to make enough repairs and in order to get it seaworthy, and the storm that was once surrounding the island has now calmed down. There is still the occasional strong wind, but nowhere near the amount of lightning there was. And with that, the crew waste no time sailing back. Moonlight stands at the helm and calls to everyone, "All right, we've done. Our mission is complete. We're heading back to Arcadia for further repairs and a round of drinks on me. We got enough money for it, after all."
Well, now you're speaking my language. I mean, I did just leave a bunch behind. More of a metaphor.
See,
I'll let the DM continue.
it's fine. She then turns around and goes, "Yeah, I get that's what you're saying. And you know what? I like you guys, so I'll tell you what. I'll hold up my end of the bargain. Your company can use my ship whenever they want. And on top of that, I'll even give you some of the loot as they cut that in. I'll be more than happy for your company, the Milan Fellows, or whatever they're called, to join up with me in the future. After all, it seems you guys bring about all sorts of crazy adventures."
And just quietly replying with a knowing smile on his face, side eye at Rip. Yes, it does. Yes, that seems to be the case. On more than one level and in more than one occasion. And for the record, Captain, when it comes to my share of the loot, I prefer wine.
She smiles. "Oh, there's plenty of that. I know just a place. But enough jabbering. Men, to Arcadia!" And so with that, with the wind behind you, and the sun rising above the clouds, you all set sail. And all set sail. With all the glories of victory, and yet another crazy adventure behind you. Knowing full well that although you would like to rest, there's another one just round the corner. That is what it means to be a member of the Compagnie de Milan. And that is where we end tonight's session, folks.
Well, there you have it. How about that? What a great session, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks a bunch, the Jonan Monkey, for DMing this awesome session. It's been great. I've been MVL Gaming. We've had Sven the Crusader, Odin, and Pampherilio. I'm just going to give a couple of shout-outs to people in the chat that were there. We had Big Boss Incarnate, Flying Crocodile, Gizmo PL Games, Camping X Snake, and Nada, and Survival Collectors. Thank you all for watching. Thank everybody who's lurking in the background. You've all been awesome. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or follow on Twitch, wherever you're watching this, because that really helps us out. We've had a great time. I hope you've enjoyed watching the stream, and we'll catch you next time.
Just a big thank you to the DM there. Did a great job.
Fantastic, my